way over. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rainbow, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore.
Hey, everybody. Where are my playmates?
Come out and play with me, and bring your dollies.
Hi, Miss Michelle.
Climb up my apple tree, look down my rainbow.
They're playing our song, girls.
And we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Your playmate, come out and play with me.
Hey, hello, everybody. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Kesia. Hi, Kate. Hi, Christine. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Lynn. You made it. Hi, Patty. Hi, Miss Sherry. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Diana. Hi, Ann. Yay, I'm so glad you're able to join us, Miss Ann. Hi, Arlen. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Jessica. They're playing our song, girls.
And we'll be friends forever. Come out and play with me, and leave those dolls at home. You can
That's right, Justine. That's a great way to say it. Forevermore room, more. Yay. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Misty. Hi, Mallory. Hi, Kesia. Hi, Miss Martha and Teresa. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Miss Mallory down under. Hello, Ginger. Hello, Miss B. Hi, Kimberly Jones. Hi, Hope. Hi, Miss Ashley Payne. Hi, Miss Michelle. Hi, Miss Melanie from Canada. We're just wrapping it up. That is our song that we so love. That song. So the little history of that song for those of you that are new in our little late night crafty club tonight is we had an awesome camp sing along with Miss Tracy Claiborne last year, and that was one of the songs that she sang for the group during our camp. And those of us who were watching it, we were like, oh my gosh, I totally remember that song. Like, I can still remember clapping to that very song as a kid. And so, I don't know, I got this like big old wave of nostalgia, and I really loved it, and I started thinking about it, and I feel like it just is such, like, the whole thought behind it, the little words to it, it's so sweet. It reminds me of being a kid, and that was very much part of the theme of our camp was, you know, it being a, sorry, I gotta turn myself down here. It was very much about being a kid again and enjoying camp. And so we started playing it, and I found this version on YouTube that is just like ridiculous. And we reached out to that performer, Amber McLean, and she was, her people were so generous to let us use that to play it in our lives. And it's kind of been the theme song of our Late Night Crafty Club as we welcome our friends. Yay, coming in here. Hello, everybody. So that is why we play that song for the Late Night Crafty Club. It's kind of like a throwback to camp and how much fun that was. It was such a, I don't know, it was such a bonding experience. So we continue to play it, and I was just looking forward to this group and doing this tonight because we are celebrating. It's kind of like a little launch party for our summer edition of our playbook. Last time we had a playbook edition, we also did a launch party, and it's my opportunity to just share with you the summer edition for those of you who have not pulled the trigger yet, and then you can get like a little sneak peek about what is to come. And I have to tell you that the playbook has really just stolen my heart, and it's something that I wanted to share with you. I know a lot of you girls are like, some of you guys are newer to the community and may not have some of the history and might not have heard me talk about it or why it is that we are, why we have this. So in 2016, I actually went through like sketching out the book and how I wanted it to be, and it was a bit different then. I was going to have it manufactured. I even got quotes like from from manufacturers overseas that I wanted to have it made into like the coil bound hardcover book, just like the planners that we love using in our community. so I got it pretty far into the process of it. And obviously, you guys know, if you have been with us a long time, we've always had a lot going on, and we've had our little been going in different directions with our brand. And I kind of held back. I throttled back on it because I was afraid of making such a huge financial investment and not really being able to support it the way that I wanted to. And at the time, I wasn't really crafting a lot, believe it or not. I was going through a lot of different issues behind the scenes, like with depression and just not feeling very inspired or motivated, really. So it was kind of like I was really felt like I was going through motions rather than really like feeling like a surge of creativity. So it was really not a good time, and I'm glad that I didn't do it then. And last year when I put together the handbook, and in that, doing that and creating art journaling pages for it, I think that was really my kind of testing ground to see how you guys were going to feel about having pages that you could work in your little handbook and what that would feel like. And you guys were just, it was really awesome. And I actually still have my Camp Reset handbook. So it was like I'd made mine full on letter size. It's like big and fluffy. It has tabs in it and the whole 9 yards. But you will see it has a lot of the things you see today. Like here was our Camp Reset bingo card, and a lot of the things we did in here is what I have continued forward into what we do. So that is kind of the Camp Reset handbook was really kind of the little testing ground, and it was really wonderful that you guys responded the way you did. It really made me feel like, okay, I'm onto something. And so when we decided to roll out the playbook, this playbook is like my baby. I love it so much. And I have to say, like, being completely honest, to me, it's not a product per se. It is like this little, the way I envision it was like, it was an activity book for grown-up girls. It reminds me of the activity books that we used to get from, they used to sell them at the grocery store, and they'd be big and thick with the really rough pages, and they were like $1.99 or $2.99. And you would do all these little puzzles in them and word searches. And I just remember that. And I wanted to kind of bring that feeling back of like, every time you turn the page, you're doing a fun little activity or something meaningful. And so I was trying to create a book that by the end of the year, you'd have this whole like archive of all the little fun crafty things you did, where it wasn't complicated. It didn't involve having to like think through a bunch of things and a lot of processes and techniques. Like, it's really meant to be a very simple, basic crafting tool, something that you can easily do in front of the TV with your family, on vacation, on a staycation, during the Late Night Crafty Club. And bringing it into the Late Night Crafty Club, kind of making it the star of the show, it finally gave me like purpose in the Late Night Crafty Club. I always felt like I was struggling to find interesting things to craft for you guys and to inspire you, and I just couldn't get in the flow of that. And so when I look at my playbook, I feel all kinds of things about it, because when I look through the pages, I see like how many times I like tried something new, or pushed myself, or like, remember that time you saw that picture and you thought to yourself you would do this, and like, and how it turned out. And I would never have gotten to really do that, because I have such a hard time grabbing a blank notebook and starting like something from scratch and doing it that way. I really love this. I loved being able to offer it to you guys as a printable. Now, I will forewarn you that we are beginning the conversation again about going back to it being a manufactured product. I am starting down that path again of like, what if we have this amazing book, an undated book that you could just label any way you want, depending on what month you jump in, and that you guys could put it on your shelf. It was coil bound, and it became like the little kind of, not scrapbook, but like the everything book of your life. And you could do a bit of memory keeping in it, do a bit of scrap journaling, but do a bit of Bible journaling in it, do a bit of art journaling, and did I say that already? And then all the activities that we have. Like, what if you guys could have that? We are planner girls. That's how my community was built, was on the whole planning thing. And I did a lot of decorating in my planners. I used to try to make my planners like behave the way I wanted them to, and I would do all this crafting in them, which is why you guys don't really see me work in planners anymore, because I finally graduated into where I want to really be, which is, you know, my own little springboard and in a notebook. Like, I feel ready to take that on. And now my planners are really boring and not worth sharing. So my thought about doing this is that I really wanted to give us that feeling of how excited we got when we would order a planner and get our little coil bound planner, and it would just be like, ah, out of the box. And I'm starting to like go down that road, and I'm not sure what will happen, but that is what is in the back of my mind, is what I'm thinking. So but we're going to finish off this version of the playbook exactly the way it is. So we will be completing it with the fall. And then I don't know after that. I'm not sure what will happen. I am not going to rush the process. I will tell you that much, because I want, you know, if I do something like that, I want it to be perfect. So I often find myself like rushing to get things done, and I absolutely don't want to do that. But I think that in the long run, I think that it would be like nothing else out there. It would be so unique. And the thing that I love about the playbook is it is a way of bringing the community around something that we can all do together. And that I have like 3 live shows basically at this point that gives you opportunity to join in the chat room and, you know, craft with me. We have the Late Night Crafty Club. We have the Crafternoon with Corey, which we are having tomorrow, a Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be doing a Crafternoon with Corey. So I've done that. I think I've done it once or twice so far. Once a month I've done a Crafternoon with Corey, and that's a short version. So this show tends to be longer and chattier. Crafternoon with Corey is a shorter show, and it's like very on like crafting, you know. And then I have been doing something new this month. I've been doing the Playbook Power Hour. So the Playbook Power Hour is a kind of a spontaneous show. I do it when I can, and it's to help those of us who are kind of struggling to catch up with our spring and like be done by July 1st. And I have been really loving that show, because it has been really motivating to like get things done. So that's what's going to be the motivation for completing spring, which we're going to work on tonight. We're going to, for those of us who need to get our spring finalized, or working on that, I'm going to be working on that tonight. If you have the playbook already and you want to jump into your summer, you certainly can if you'd like. I do want to do a flip through of show you what is going on in the summertime. So we did make some little tweaks to the summer. One tweak that we made was to reduce the number of pages for art journaling. So historically, winter and spring, we've had a whole spread for each week of the month. So you've gotten 2 pages to do every single week. And I thought that was a really great idea when I first came up with it and I started doing it. But what I've discovered is I don't keep up with my playbook every single week. You know, some people will, some people won't. I'm a won't person. And what I've noticed is that I will like do a bunch of like batch crafting. So I'll like do a big chunk of it at one time, which means when you do it that way, or you get behind, it can feel very daunting that you have so many pages to complete. And with that much art journaling, after a while you're like, oh, I can't think of anything else. I feel like that's kind of what's happening, is, or could be happening, is a bit of fatigue. And even though we give you prompts and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to feel like an overwhelming project. I want it to feel like a fun, I get to do this thing. So what I decided to do in the summer is kind of dial it down a little bit. So you get 1 page per week to do your art journaling. And so there's just 4 pages for art journaling total now. And then we threw in a spread of listing. So you can do Lister's Got a List prompts. You can use them from like past Lister's Got a List challenges, or you can opt to do your scripture writing challenge. You can do that in the spaces, or you don't have to do any of that. You can make up your own prompts. You can do like little mini art journaling layouts if you want to. But I thought it would be like, I love a change of pace. I love switching things up. I don't like staying stagnant. So I thought it would be kind of fun to throw other types of like crafting in there on top of the other activity sheets that you'll be doing. Still have our bingo because I find that personally very motivating. so I think a lot of us tend to lean towards the batch crafting and kind of do things in chunks. That's just, you know, because if you're going to go through the trouble, if you have to pull all your art supplies out or your crafty stuff out, you definitely, you know, don't want to have to do that constantly. And I think that people tend to work in like, I'm just going to spend time in this little chunk of time doing something, and then I'll put my stuff away and bring it back out at another time. So this gives you options. And then we did switch up the memory keeping. So there's used to have like 6 plus like 1 big layout, and now you just have 4. I think so. Here are my thoughts on memory keeping. I think for some of us who do that consistently, I think part of it is you have a process, so it makes it easy to do it. I find that the process is really the problem for me, is like, how do I get the, you know, getting the photos off my camera and then getting them onto like my computer, or when do I edit them? How do I print them? Those are all little problems. And I think that's probably true for a lot of us, because I have the feeling in this community we're not really memory keepers as much as we are like the easy button type of crafting. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with it if you love memory keeping. I wish that I could be like that, but I'm starting to get my feet wet in it. I'm starting to try to do that. So
don't mind me. Sorry.
Sorry, it's a little.
Sorry if I mucked up your groove. Just trying
it's
to get.
a little distracting. I have a boy in the room.
I'm trying to get them a better view.
Okay. Also, it's getting very warm in here again, Mr. Crafty.
Do you want the fan?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I think that that's part of it, is that you have that process problem, you know, and I'm starting to find ways to work around the problem for me. And if you have, if you did not get a chance to watch the last live event that I did, which was on, if you're in camp and you watched my last live, which was the chat and craft, I just shared one of my like most brilliant ideas I think I've ever had for those of us who want to like play in the little page pockets but don't necessarily want to go through all the printing of the photos, editing of our photos, all the photos. If you don't want to do that, I thought I came up with a really great solution for that. And which is not to say that I don't love me some photo printers. I have 3 right here. I have my Epson PictureMate, I have the Instax, I have the little HP, and I have another Epson over here, like a full-size regular printer. So I got me some printers, but I think that it's gonna take me a little while to figure this out. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So we came up with a really fun freebie for tonight that's right on topic of what I'm discussing, so that when you approach your June page, for instance, it has the little lovely 6 little spots to do your memory keeping, which I will demonstrate right now. I will flip to that page so that we are literally on the same page and we all know what I'm talking about. So here's our June spread, and it has like 1 spot for a photo, which is, we did this whole thing so that you could like really easy peasy print a photo and stick it on there. And it's super cute. You don't have to do too much embellishing. It's all done for you. We told you, hey, just print some photos 2x3. A lot of you guys have an Instax. You have a pocket printer. 2x3 is a very, very common photo size. So all you have to do is print one out and stick them here on the spaces, and you're done. So we came up with a fun freebie today based on my chat and craft I did, which is like, what if we took other people's photos, other people's artwork, and was like, look at the fun vacation I didn't take, but it's super cute in my in my playbook. So tonight's fun printable, just for showing up, is going to be these lovely little photos that you took with your camera and that you can memory keep and make up a little story for. Like, remember that time, you guys, when we went on a girls trip in our vintage VW bus? And like, it was so much fun. Sarah spilled lemonade all over our craft supplies, but we weren't even mad. And then we stopped at that stand and we had popsicles after. And then we got lost when we were on our way to Palm Springs. Remember that trip? Like, you could totally tell a whole fun little story. I'm telling you, I'm onto something. Because sometimes what I realize is, as an introvert, and I don't know if this is true for you guys, I don't want to speak for the group here, because introverts come in all shapes and sizes, but I know I'm very much a homebody. I don't really like peopling. I don't really like going out a whole lot. I know that makes me sound like super boring, but I find myself in a conundrum. If you don't go and do a lot of things in life, you don't really have a lot of amazing pictures to take. So it got me thinking, like, what happens now if I look through my memory keeping of my desk and the time I wore my slippers and my yoga pants, and I actually left the house to go buy a Starbucks. Like, I don't know if that's the way I want to remember my life. I mean, I have some exciting things under my belt, don't get me wrong. I have a whole Tokyo trip that I'm going to document. But I realize that, you know, that just for the most part, I don't lead a very exciting life. And I'm okay with that, not criticizing what I choose to do. But it does make it hard to really, like, I'm a memory keeper. So what if I kept memories of other people's lives? Like, what if I made up a whole story and was creative in that way? Like, in of itself, that's creative. That's coming up with a solution so that we can use memory pockets and we can do stuff. Like, I'm going to show you. So the other night, for those of you who are not in camp, I wanted to just show you, like, this is what I did in my Chat and Craft show. So I found this adorable puppy in a magazine and I clipped him out. He is my camp puppy. So I have him while I'm at camp. His name is Milo. And I embellished his little photo. I'm loving him. I think he's adorable. And he's the best kind of pet because I don't have to pick up after him. But I love him dearly. I think he's so cute. I love looking at him in my little junk journal. And then, you know, and then I found another picture. It was like an it was like an article. And so there's me taking a walk. You know, I went for a walk. I made a crafty picnic for myself. See my long, luscious hair. And I think it's kind of funny, to be honest with you. I think this is actually a funny and unique way to do some memory keeping of a life that I don't necessarily have, but like could totally be doing. This involves leaving the house. This involves, you know, getting, I don't know, just, it involves doing stuff and that I often talk myself out of doing as an introvert. And there's a lot of girls on here that can totally relate to this. And there's no shame in being the way we are. This is how we are. This doesn't mean that I have obviously found a way to like reach out to people and actually socialize. Like, to me, this is socializing. I feel just as tired after this as I would if I went out to an event and was around people. And I think that you coming on here is your way of socializing. Getting on here, talking in the chat room, it is socializing. It is interacting. It is draining on some level. Whether you get to do it at home in your yoga pants with your bunny slippers on, it's still extroverting to some extent. So those of you who are sitting on your couches right now on a Friday night, you totally get me. I know you do. You get this. I have made, we're in an RV. We did this thinking I'm going to have this adventurous life. And we have gone some places, a couple places where, yes, we could have gone and done fun things. I could have gone to Dollywood 2 years in a row, and I still haven't been to Dollywood. I was literally just a few miles away from it. I don't know. Hashtag introvert life. I don't get it either. I don't get myself. But I'll tell you what, this was fun. This looking at it, it fills me with joy because I found a way around my actual life to create a fun spread that looks like I have an amazing life. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's fun. It is artistic. I can build my own story around this. Like, these are the highlights of my month, you know, where I hung out with the camp. We have a farm sanctuary at Camp Wannacraft. That's my little cowie that I love. These are the vintage sodas that we drank from the vintage soda machine. out with the vintage ice cream truck. And, you know, and here's me on the dock enjoying the rays. And then that was the time that we like had a paint fight, and it was so much fun. And then here's where we went on the little nature trail, and we looked up at the trees and took a photo. It was a great month. My June was action packed. So I'm throwing that out there to my introvert girls. I'm telling you guys, I'm warming up to this idea more and more, and do not be surprised if you see a whole workshop show up in our classroom that we have now. I call it Reset University. So we're going to be, you're experiencing Camp WannaCraft on our classroom platform. So we're going to start filming those workshops, like the His and Her Prayer Binder workshop, and it will be going into that same classroom environment. And I bet you anything this will become one of them, because I think a lot of us don't jump into memory keeping and scrapbooking and pocket pages and all of that because we really do feel like, well, my life ain't that interesting and I don't do much and I don't really want to take pictures of all the dull things I do. So I pretty much, I think I'm onto something, and if I could take a poll of you guys right now, I bet you anything it's a facet of introvert living. And I don't think if anyone were to ask us, like, are you miserable with your life? I don't think we would be like, yeah, I'm miserable. I hate sitting on the couch all the time, or going for a walk is my sense of adventure. I honestly don't think most of us are too upset about it, you know, because honestly, we live in a free country. If you didn't like it, you would go out and do things. And that's not to say we don't go out and do things. Of course we do. Once in a while, we do manage to get out. But I'll say the majority of us probably make excuses to stay in. Like when the big event comes, I'm telling you, I've bought tickets, spent money, and I was okay with losing the money and not going and staying home. I was like relieved. So I'm just saying, yes, there you go. Misty says, I create a pretend world all the time. I did that all the time as a little girl introvert. I didn't have girlfriends. I played by myself, and I did not, like when I mention it, I don't say that in like pity me what kind of way. I'm just saying that's the facts. I didn't go search out, you know, I didn't try to go I wasn't an extrovert. If I happened to have a girl that lived near me and we like found a way to be friends, yeah, maybe then I would, you know, have a friend to play with now and then. But all my childhood memories are largely me playing by myself in my room with my stuffed animals and my, you know, I had a few little, like I had a really messed up Barbie doll. She was like handed to me from my next door neighbors that were all teenage girls. And it was like a vintage 1960s Barbie doll. Like she had the eyeliner and everything. And that girl was messed up. Like she was bald. And she had a little wig that you popped on her head. This little red-headed little wig. She looked like a little mushroom. And I remember playing the heck out of that doll. Like I had all kinds of scenarios going on with that doll. I don't feel bad for myself. I have always been this way. You have always been this way. Some of us push ourselves a little harder to get out and do fancy things. And yes, I will take the time to memory keep those things at some point when I got my system figured out. But in the meantime, this was a ton of fun. And I will be honest with you, it was made a whole lot easier with these little photo crop things that I've had for a very long time. I never really used them much until now. I had to make one up for the Playbook. This is a 2x3. The cutting mats that you can get at the dollar store that people have been using to kind of like make a cover, and I'll show you what I mean. I have this plastic cover for my Playbook. Well, this was from a disc-bound notebook, and someone very brilliant on my YouTube channel commented that she buys the cutting mats from the dollar store, and they are very, very similar. The plastic material is similar to those covers. You can get 2 of them for $1. So I ran out and got them. So you're going to end up with leftovers, and you can use them to make yourself a little photo crop of a 2x3. And what is fun about these things, and I'll go ahead and I'll remove this one so you can see what I'm talking about. You can use this in a magazine or something you printed and use it to be your template. So you would go ahead, hold this up, and then like cut it out and then stick it in a pocket, which is how I ended up with sweet little Milo here. He was a 6x4. He was my 6x4. Whoa. He was my 6x4 advertisement that I used at my photocrop for, and I just cut him out and stuck him in a 6x4 pocket. And now he is my scrapbooked little dog that I have. Because God only knows when I'm actually going to get a dog. And oh my gosh, I just love him so much. I'm a big believer in rescuing dogs. The majority of the dogs I've personally owned were rescues, but and he doesn't, I don't know, he could be a dog you might find in the rescue, but I don't know. He looks pretty pedigree-ish to me, but he's stinking adorable, so I love him. And hi, Miss Stephanie Patterson. I haven't seen your face in forever. I bet you love my shirt, Miss Purple Heart Girl. Do I look fuzzy to you guys? I'm looking at myself on the playback, and I look a bit fuzzy, but I look great there. I have two different things going on here, so I know fuzzy can be good. It can soften the lines. So I got my purple rain shirt on to celebrate the Gen Xers here in the group. And yay, Beverly has some amazing news. She is celebrating her 54th wedding anniversary. That is so awesome. And you came home early to be part of this. So give your sweet husband a big hug and a kiss and thank him for letting you do girl stuff with us. That is wonderful. And congratulations on 54 years. That is amazing. That's amazing. It's amazing when you hear a number like that and it's like longer than you've been alive. And to think that whole time you were with this one man, and he was like a young man. He was probably really super young and adorable, but he was all kinds of flawed. And then you had to, like, you know, over time you guys are both flawed, and then you start growing up together and maturing, and you start getting used to each other and making concessions and compromising and being a team. And then, you know, and by the time you've been married 54 years, like, you know exactly what the other person's going to do, and that person has been your, like, best friend for, like, the majority of your life. Beverly, that's incredible. So I am so happy for you. My parents got almost to their 50th anniversary. My father passed away 1 month before they got to the big 50. And my mom still, like, she tells me all the time, I still feel like your dad's with me. And I can't even conceive of that. Like, when you got married, you were probably like, what, 19, 20, 21, somewhere in there, I'm guessing. My mom was 21 when she got married. My dad was 20. I mean, think how dumb you were when you were 20. So I definitely could not have run the distance based on the way I picked. Beverly, you were 18 years old. Girl, that's incredible. I'm so happy for you. You know, marriage can be obviously, look at our divorce rates. Marriage is one of the hardest things I think anybody does. And I did a whole bunch of, like, studies on that, on marriage and family and child raising, because for my college degree. And they were saying that statistically, when people get divorced, it's not what people think. They don't get as much divorce like at the beginning years. The divorce rate is at this point where you become an empty nester, is when you get more susceptible to divorce, because that's when everybody has different expectations of how they're going to live out their best years. So I am so proud of those that run the distance. And Kelly says her grandparents were married for 70 years. Oh, Kelly, that's wonderful. So Beverly, congratulations, girl. That is wonderful. I'm so jealous that I wish I had that. I wish I'd had that route. Kesia, she got married at 19 and she became a mama at age 21. I got to be a mama at 19. I didn't get to be married right away, but I got that part. I wish it had been in reverse, but yes. So yay, yes, 70 years. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Marcella, 26 years. Yay! Kate says we're coming up on 2. Yay! Hi, Rachel. Veronica has been married for 32 years. Her parents married for 52. That is wonderful. Mark and I both have parents that have been married. His parents have been married for over 50, and then mine almost got there. I'm going to give him credit though. So we both were raised in families that everybody was married, and I definitely know how it should have been. That certainly wasn't my intention. Definitely much harder. I don't wish that on anybody, really. So anywho, I'm like all discombobulated. Now I'm thinking about romance and and all the life of being married. Imagine all the scrapbooking that would have entailed. Okay, I'm trying to get my ring back in here and it doesn't want to work. Okay, so we've covered the whole, let's pretend we have somebody else's life kind of memory keeping. And don't be surprised if you see that circle back again when you have when we start putting in content into the classrooms or products for our shop, because I have been really like, this playbook has been giving me life, girls. It has really been inspiring me and thinking about all the different ways, you know, that I can help guide you in terms of like building this really fun book. For those of us who are not memory keepers, like there's a little bit of a nuance to it, if you will. So by doing these fun, exciting activities, we will be building this wonderful, you know, scrapbook, smash book, whatever you want to call it. And by the end of the year, we'll all get to enjoy our books. So this guy is the freebie for tonight. And Mr. Crafty, I forget. Okay. Oh yes, I remember now. So Mr. Crafty, is it available? Thank you, Michelle, for letting me know that he has already posted the link. Apparently I didn't get that memo, literally. So he posted the link. It's actually on our homepage.
Yeah, there's a graphic of some parts that says freebie.
Okay. So on the homepage, there is a link to grab your freebie. If you are watching this as a replay, you can still get a hold of this. It will be in our shop. It is, I think we sell all of our freebies after the live is over, and we sell them for a small fee, but they are available in our store. We have a few. I don't have actually all of them printed, but I do have a couple here. So one of my favorite one, and I think this might have been our first one, was the bingo markers. So if you wanted to fill in all the spots in your bingo, there was like little squares to do that. This is based on like the way I like to do it. So I thought this was super fun. I still use this to this day. I still punch those out or cut them out. Then we had these fun little flashcards, and these are pretty much celebrating the Late Night Crafty Club. And these are from May, and these are from March. So once a month I do a freebie. Tonight is that freebie night. And then there was another one that was like checklists, which I don't have. I actually cut mine up and they're in my playbook. And then tonight, here in June, is the memory keeping pictures that you'll be adding to your memory keeping spread, should you choose to do that. And you certainly don't have to. You could use them for other things or not at all. But I absolutely love this. And Stephanie, I am home. I am here in Washington. We are in this amazing RV resort that looks like we're at camp. You guys might want to check out my Instagram. I posted this amazing picture. I can't believe I can't believe it was that glorious. But they have this lake here. It's a private lake, and I was working in my playbook down there by the lake the other morning. Mr. Crafty has gone down there with his little drone, and he's been taking pictures. If you're in Camp Wannacraft, you can visit the lake on the map, and there is a video that Mr. Crafty posted of lake life, and it's pretty cool. So he's been experimenting with his little drone. So he's been going out for flights, taking it out up into the yonder. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be working in my spring edition, but I did want to show you the summer edition before I did that. So that's like the crafty part of the show. I'm going to put all my freebies in. I've been using this really fun little plastic file folder thing. I've had this for like a couple years now, and it is So I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's a little wider than I wish it was, so it does make it a little tricky. Like, it won't fit in a traditional file box or anything like that. But if you didn't care and you were just using it for like going to like a scrap or a crop, I should say, that kind of event, or it was more loose and you didn't care how you stored it, this would be fine. And I've been loving it for my playbook. It's been great. So I have my different sections here. In the front section, I have my Crafty Club playbook. These are the accessories that come with the book when you buy it. And I have those in the front pocket. And then here are the playbook kits. And I need to show you the playbook kit that we just released because it is so bomb. Okay, and then I have my freebies in this little pocket. And then in this pocket, I have like some printables that I've been using for my live shows so that like I have them. And then in the back here, I have my honeys. I have the honeys and and hunks. We now have hunks in the store. So this month's playbook kit is incredible. We have these amazing floral layering circles in little, like, they're little clusters is what they are. But you get a little like a stamping element, some layering circles, and then a floral. So they're all like clustered up. This right here is like my decorating style on a page. This is like, you're getting straight up Corey style. If you like the way I do stuff, you will love this. I highly suggest printing them to the clear sticker stock, because then you can layer them on top of book copy and scrapbook paper, and it will kind of like come through a little bit, and it will just look even more natural and like part of the artwork. Especially in your Bible, these are bomb. You can kind of you could even print this like a larger percentage and be able to expand them a bit. But color wise, the flowers, there is not one cluster on the sheet I would not use. Like, I want like 10 sheets of these. These are amazing. This, first of all, it saves me a lot of steps. And you don't have to carry like stamps around with you because there's stamping involved. And we included the stamping in every single one of the playbook kits. The other part of the kit are these amazing little Polaroids. Kelly begged her to have these like a couple months ago. And finally, I got them. I got my mitts on them. So we have these adorable little girls, which again would be perfect for telling a story of someone else's life that you could, memory keep or art journal around these girls, give them names. They're little Polaroids that you can cut out and put into your layouts. And then finally, I have some amazing little yearbook photos, and I have been crafting with them now for about 1.5 years, and I adore them. So I asked, can we have like one sheet of yearbook photos? They're mostly girls. There's a few little boys in there that we've allowed. And this whole kit is the playbook kit. It's volume number 3. And these are, they say Corey faves on them because I wanted you guys to like know a little bit about Corey favorites. There's literally only 4 items in our store that have that designation. And basically what it means is like of our newer stuff this year, this is the stuff like I begged and asked, like, can I have this? I want specifically this item. I might provide a sketch. I might like, I'm involved in it and asking for it for my personal crafting. Like, this is what I want in my playbook. So I don't usually get, I don't get involved in all the other stuff in our store. Girl Friday is the one collection that I art directed, but for the most part I don't. And so these are the things that I'm asking for because I want them in my book. So that is what it means. I wanted people to know, like, this was legit. This isn't us just rolling out ideas. This was something like, you'll be seeing a lot of this, so get ready. Another playbook kit is volume 2, and this is like little staples and stitches that I put on the clear sticker paper. And so it will look like you have stitching, and then here's some fun labels for doing like labeling, like memory keeping. They're all like that really vintage Avery label style, and Kelly made them in these delicious colors. She does such a fantastic job of taking an idea or a vision I have, and then she just takes it and runs with it. And I love all the stuff that have been coming out. Like, she's been killing it. So we have the stamping elements. So again, these are so fun on clear sticker paper because you can lay them over things like photography and scrapbook paper and other elements that you have. And then we have these delicious tickets. OMG, They're so yummy. This is such a delicious like color way. So as you can see, she's been making these fun little playbook kits for us, and I wanted you to have them. So this was the original one. There's another, but I won't take up too much more time here with showing you all the goodies. I do want us to get going at some point, but it is a launch party, so that is why that's why I've called you all here, so I could show you, like, look guys, there's new stuff. So the other thing I wanted to mention that is new about this book is this is a little thing I was doing for myself because I was behind. I made myself a little list of all the pages I needed to catch up with. So this is how many I was behind in April and all the ones I was behind in May. So doing the power hour, the playbook power hour, that is what's been helping me check all these off. Like, I have been really motivated to get all the things checked off. So Miss Kelly, she created a sheet for us that emulates this so that you also have a checklist as well. So you'll now have your checklist for the entire summer playbook. As you finish a page or an activity, you check it off, and that way you can, at an easy glance, see what you missed or see what you have left to do. The other thing you're going to have in this playbook is you're going to have the bingo prompts all listed out in a checklist formation. So as you're filling in your bingo prompts with the little bingo markers or stickers or die cuts and you can't see the prompt anymore, now you can still see all the amazing things you did because as you fill in your bingo card, which I will show you the bingo card in just a second. And then finally, you have a lot of prompts to choose from for the summer. So you have all of these. Now, mind you, you do have a lot less pages of art journaling, so you can feel free to use these journaling prompts in the listing section. You can like make mini art journaling sections, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do a mix of, I think I want to keep doing my, my scripture writing in my junk journal. So I think what I might do is either do the listing in my playbook, or I can't decide. I'm kind of torn how I want to do we're going to do one lister's got a list challenge for the whole summer. So it's like, I think the fervor of listers, it ebbs and flows. So I think we're kind of like at a down level where people are losing interest, which is totally fine. That's what happens over time, and that's why we pull it and we bring it back later and when people get excited about it again. So we are kind of dipping down to the low interest level. So I think what we're doing is we're going to have one last sheet of prompts going out for the whole summer, and you can use those prompts to complete all 3 pages of lists in your playbook if you wish. So you can you'll have some extra prompts left over. There's only 8 prompts per month, and that's optional. You don't even have to do it that way. You can mix in art journaling or scrapbooking. You can use those little spaces any way you wish, and I will totally show them to you. What they look like. I just wanted you guys to see the accessories that came with this particular one and why you're getting some like extra goodies. This was actually, instead of making this a freebie, we decided to just toss it in there, toss another little checklist so you guys have an easy way of kind of tracking what you're up to. So are you guys ready to see the summer playbook? For those of you who have not grabbed one, this is a really great time to kind of take a peek at what's been going on. Me and Kelly have been working on our playbooks like separately, but I find that it's really helpful if you can kind of like buddy up with somebody and kind of like, maybe you guys can make play dates where you like you can Skype and see each other, you know, even if you don't have someone local that you can do that with. Pick somebody, if you're in Camp Wanacraft, like buddy up with someone in one of your cabins. If you're in the community in the Facebook group and you're on this live, like a lot of you guys talk to each other. I'm used to seeing the same names, so I imagine you guys are too. But do a Skype together and do a little playbook play date and work together and being accountable and saying, like, you know, because I do the playbook power hour, I do the other 2 shows. But if that doesn't work for you, or you can always watch the replay of those things and hopefully feel like you're crafting with me. You might be watching this as a replay right now. But don't feel like shy. Like, hook up with somebody in the group and be like, hey, let's FaceTime together. let's Skype, FaceTime. If you guys both have iPhones, FaceTime and just sit there and chat while you're doing stuff. Kelly and I have done that. We kind of ebb and flow with camps. Sometimes during camp season we're like so tired of camp that we're like, I'm done, I don't want to craft. I know that the first time I did Camp Reset, Kelly and I did not camp much. Last year Kelly camped more than I did. I think this year I'm definitely camping, but yeah, buddy up. I enjoy crafting with Kelly a lot. So there's lots of people. Yeah, see, all of you guys are talking about it, that you guys do stuff together. See, Wendy says Marcella and I camp together. That's awesome, you guys. I love that. So the thing about doing the listers prompts, and I know that there are people who really enjoy it. I can tell though, in the group, in the Crafty Club, I can see that there's not as much people sharing them, and I can tell that we are starting to kind of like go downhill. But just know that, you know, from all the stuff you guys have purchased, if you've purchased any of the kits, there's been the listers pages that you can continue. You can make up your own prompts. They have little spaces and spots to do listing. The pages that we did for the playbook don't have a spot. They're just kind of blank at the top. You can make up your own little sticker or label. You can buy office labels and send them through your printer. I used to do all the listers prompts for everybody on Avery 5160. It is the classic address label. You guys could type it up in Word and then, you know, and print them out. You can challenge yourself. You can go back and look through. We have all of the LGL prompts that we've done. I don't know how far they go back into our shop, but they're all, if you've been downloading them, you can go back and go look at old ones that you haven't used before and do those. You can write them out on sticker paper or type them up. So there's many different ways to be creative and do some. What we're ultimately going to do with Listers Got a List is we have over 1,000 listers prompts. You heard that correctly. From all of the years of doing it, we've tabulated it, and there's over 1,000 easily at this point. So what I would like to do one day is like get them all formatted into like a book. So either something that like a digital book on Amazon, you know, that we would have them, or and or a book here in our shop that you could download and have like all the prompts, and they're all categorized some way. I think the categorizing is what's tricky, is like how to categorize them in a way that's beneficial. But then you could, and then we would make a really great listers, like we did the playbook, make something awesome for listing, and then you'd have like a whole archive of your listing pages. So it so I'm looking over at the chat room. So it just depends on you know, preference. And I know that sometimes like for me, I loved listing in the beginning, and then I kind of was having a struggle personally with crafting it all, so it wasn't something that I turned to a whole lot. But now, like, there's been certain months like Girl Friday, I came up with those prompts, so I have not given up on completing my book, but I want to complete my book in like a little A6 journal that I have, which I think I actually have it. I actually have it right here. So like my little A6, my listers, and I also have my faithful. So here's like my faithful scriptures for that month. So I did, look, Listers Got a List. I even made a little book. I took it with me to Tokyo and everything, and I decided to do it this way. I really love doing like a whole spread. So there's part of me that really does love it, and I just need to like find a way to kind of like cycle it in. And I was thinking, like, what if when we have the membership, the TRG membership, what if like every month we did a different type of challenge, and we cycled in listing like once every quarter, and then the other 2 months we would do a different type of challenge. So I'm very much I'm very much I like the idea of switching it up, and I also love the idea of all of us sort of working on a challenge together. And I think that's why, like, the Listers Got a List kind of being over here, and then we're doing the playbook. I feel like I want to do something where we're all kind of working together, and that's why I want to kind of incorporate challenges into the playbook in 2020. So I'm giving you guys a big bird's eye view of all the different little things we're doing, because we definitely want to simplify the TRG community, and not I don't want you guys to walk in our club and feel, oh my gosh, there's just so much going on, I don't even know how to start. And I've seen that comment many times. So I am behind the scenes, we have a whole website that we're working on to simplify, like, here's the path of being in the TRG community, here's how to get started. You sign up for this, you grab that, you can download this, you can join that, and like just making it an easy path down through our neighborhood. But I still love the fact that that we have all of these fun challenges, and I want to incorporate that, and I want this to feel like a community of crafters that we're working on things together, instead of having these one-off things over here. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that you could understand, like, that's my greatest goal here, is for us to be able to do things together. And I'm not saying goodbye forever to listing at all. We've never done that. We always bring it back. But I think that it does kind of fatigue after a while, and I think that I think ultimately, if you spend time in our community, and that's why I do these things, I'm not trying to, I don't want to create these freebies and everything that people just come run and go off. I'm trying to bring us in here. I'm trying to, like, we're in the club right now. We're rubbing elbows. Hey, scoot over. You know, like, I'm doing these things so that we're together and getting to know each other, and you're able to form bonds together. So, good night, Miss Marcia. You're always running away from a family event to join us. So Misty, who says that she's forgetting where something is playing or which homepage is on. If you sign up for the texting, Mr. Crafty always puts a link, like as an event. He'll put a link to the event, so it'll take you right to where it is. Right now, we're in YouTube jail, so we can't do any live events on YouTube. That is where we would be having this live if we could. We're trying to get off of Facebook and be on YouTube, and then have our amazing membership, which is not launching, it has not launched or anything, but that is what we are trying to get to, because our greatest goal is about having a community. It is not, I'm a sticker seller, or I'm a printable seller. Oh, the Reset Girl, yeah, she sells printables. That's not what I want people to think about me. I want them to be like, oh, she's the one that comes up with the crafting camp. She has this whole show where on Friday nights we get in our pajamas and we sip stuff and and we craft. But we talk a lot and then we craft. So that's how I want you guys to see what you're doing. And I always talk about that on every live. I always reiterate that in case you're new and hearing this message for the first time and you didn't hear it before. But we're definitely, Mark and I, we definitely see what we do as a ministry, and you don't have to have the same beliefs I do at all to be part of that. What I do is about trying to attract women who maybe throughout your life you felt rejected, left out, you didn't grow up, you didn't have a lot of friends, you're introverted, you feel awkward, you have this passion for crafting but you don't know anyone in real life, and maybe you have lots of crafting friends but you just can't get enough crafting. We talk about fun stuff. Most of us are Gen Xers. Most of us are, in this kind of thing. And I love the fact that I have baby boomers and millennials in here. It's fabulous. I love having that spectrum and perspective. And I welcome you all. I'm so glad you're here. We have a lot of people in the chat room tonight, which is so wonderful. And you don't even have to chat. You can totally be hanging out with us and just chilling on your couch, sipping your wine, or iced tea, or your Coke, your Diet Coke. So I started this show because I always, as an introvert and as I was single the majority of my adult life, I always have felt kind of loneliness on a Friday night. Like, everyone's out doing stuff and I didn't have a desire to go out too, because I didn't have anyone to go out with. But even if I did, I probably wouldn't. And so I kind of felt like I wish I had friends to craft with. And that is how this whole thing was born. When I started, I was too shy to do a live like I'm doing now, and so I would record my videos and then put them up on my YouTube channel live, and then be in the chat room like you are. That was like my comfort level. It took me a very long time to feel comfortable doing this. And now I love doing this. It is the weirdest thing. And that's often what happens when God builds a platform for you, or God puts an opportunity in your way, or He has made this arrangement. It's like everything that you need to have, all of your resources and tools, He's put right inside of you, and you're able to rise to the challenge. So I just find that really funny, because in a million years I would never want to stand up in front of a group of people and talk and give a give a presentation to. So this is definitely my happy place of being more comfortable and having the hi Kawana, I have not seen your little face in such a long time. So yay, I'm glad you're here, girl, and you're here with all the ladies, all the crafty ladies, all the crafty ladies. When we went on the cruise, the cruising with the TRG, Miss Paula got a whole group of girls up there, Miss Paula G, to do a little dance in front of everybody at karaoke, which was hilarious for those of us sitting back watching it. But yes, so now I have that song in my head. So Angela's like, Gen Xer, homebody, introvert crafter right here. Yep, that's who largely is my people. Does that mean that I do not embrace the extrovert girls? Absolutely. I embrace you. I'm so glad you're here. We love you. You help us be less awkward, because you guys do all the heavy lifting. You guys give us something to watch and be entertained by. And when you sit with an extrovert, you guys just handle it, because you are the people who love to talk and socialize and get to know people, and it takes all the pressure off of us. Every introvert should have a good extrovert friend in their back pocket. It's the best. So, yay! Lisa said, I crafted with my friend Corey today. She showed me her prayer binder, and I worked in my playbook. Yay! I have a whole slew of videos on my YouTube channel, and I absolutely want you to feel like I'm crafting with my friend Corey. So that is why I started putting my name into the title of things like Chapel Crafting with Corey, Crafternoon with Corey. I wanted you to feel like I'm having a crafternoon with my friend Corey. That's exactly how I want you to feel. So, yay! Brandy, happy birthday, girl! And you're crafting with us! Whoop, whoop! And Kelly says, Paula G on that stage was legendary. It was. She even had the little shoulder moves in there and everything. It was hilarious. So, Brandy's birthday is today. Thank you so much. I'm so touched when you girls tell me it's your birthday and you show up to a live. I love that. Okay, so are you guys ready to finally stop listening to me talk and we can jump into this? I do a lot of talking for someone who doesn't like to do a lot of talking. So, okay. So I'm not sure if Mr. Crafty is going to come in here, or if he's going to move the camera, or if he's going to do this thing that we're doing now, because now he's tested this new angle here, and you can see what I'm doing, and it's not so just top down, but I'm not sure if you can really see it. So we're gonna have to see what he's decided. Lucy says, I have a question for Mr. Crafty. I've taken pictures of my junk journal spreads and tried to upload them to the gallery, but the phone told me they were too big to upload. How do I make them smaller? Lucy, that is a fabulous question, and I would direct you the quickest way to get your question answered, because it might exist here, is going to the Fireside Friends, and there is a Q&A help kind of button that you click, a link, and there's all the questions that people have asked, and I bet you anything that people have asked that question about how you make the gallery pictures smaller. So I think there's a search function in the Q&A on the Fireside Friends forums, and you can type in there photo smaller, picture, try different terms and see if you can find that. So
it's free for top down and 4 for the shop that we have here.
Okay, Mr. Crafty is taking a vote right now, ladies. So far it is 3 for top down, so not seeing me and just seeing the book. We have 3 votes for that and 4 votes for this configuration, which for this I would actually turn my book around for you and let you see. So it would be like this, and I would be like showing you similar to, I guess, like a bit like Vanna. So we're taking a poll here of what we would like to do. And Lucy, if you look up higher in the chat, Miss Melissa gave you a suggestion too. If you can hear me. Yay! Jenny had she went to a nice hotel for her 40th birthday, and she took her Crafty book stuff to catch up. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Miss Jenny.
Okay, top down is winning.
Top down's winning. Top down is winning, and not top down like top down, but top down camera angle is winning. Okay, I will not take that personally, girls. I get what you're here for. It's okay. Okay. So if we're doing top down, that means I get to change my glasses and I can put my readers on.
And we can let some of that heat out from where you are.
Yes. It's okay, you guys. I'm totally not taking it personally. That you didn't want to see my face anymore. Okay, so I'm getting my readers on so I can properly see what I'm doing here in my book. Ooh, yes. Much, wow, so clear. I just can't believe what a huge difference it makes when you put readers on. I can see. It's a season of adventure. She was busy making plans too. This is the fun little journaling prompt we put at the beginning of every book. Yes, Michelle, we're getting ready to craft. The chatting is winding down, and we are getting down. And yes, Miss Mallory, I'm not taking it personally. I'm just playing. I know that you guys are. I know what we're here for. Okay. Okay, so here we are opening page, and I want to get a better. Oh, this is probably not the right camera. Mr. Crafty, is it possible to get a little bit more of a close-up? It's okay, Cindy. I get it. I'm not offended.
Would you ask for, sweet girl?
Can you zoom in more?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I want to show you guys the good stuff. Okay, so we're looking at the playbook right now. We've opened the playbook.
Okay, we're zoomed in.
Okay, zoomed in. But are we really?
Yeah,
is that
that's
really?
40 seconds behind.
Okay.
This is real time.
Okay, I just want to see how zoomed in that means. Okay.
It's going to be more than, see, that's how zoomed in it is.
Okay. So this is the summer playbook. Again, remember that right now we are currently in spring. So this is what you might be looking at for most of us. We're working through our June. I've only completed my first spread in my June playbook. June is the very last part of the spring edition. And then we flip over. I made myself a divider. We flip over here into summer. I just wanted to lay all that out and set that up for you. Okay. So summer playbook. Here's our honeys that we always have opening page and the playbook belongs to. Here is our lovely summer story, telling the little story of summer. And here is your opportunity to write a letter to summer before it begins so that you can talk about your expectations, your plans, the things that you want to do. And then here is the first like fun little activity spread where we've given you this cute little summer bucket list. These are the things we think makes it summer and fun stuff, and you could just check it off because we've given you some ideas. Now I laugh about this, and I'll tell you the little story behind this. This one says visit the library. So Kelly, when I told her I wanted that on there instead of what she had, she said, but the library is so boring. And I said, excuse me, speaking on behalf of all of like the little bookworms, the library was like the best place to go in the summer. First of all, it's air conditioned. Two, they would always have these awesome reading challenges, so that like you would have like something you could earn, like I remember a lot of libraries would offer like a special journal that you would win if you completed their reading challenge. So for those of us who grew up loving the library, little bookworms that we were, you will totally get that, yes, the library is an amazing place to visit during the summer. Then we have our summer highlights over here. This is filling in what you actually did. Kelly says she stands by her statement. Let's discuss in the chat. Where are my bookworms at? Let's slap Kelly around with our library cards, shall we? So Kelly has boys that are into sports. That was my point. So she probably didn't have to take kids to the library all the time. Her kids love running around on the field. So I totally get that. You just end up with different types of kids, so you spend your time doing different types of things. But my daughter loved the library, so I did, and then she did. So that's how I spent the big chunk of my life. So here we have summer highlights. Now we have this summer collage. So the summer collage invites you to glue down every summery thing you can think of. So this means going through magazines, Pinterest, your scrapbook die cuts, your stickers, put all the summer things in, glue them down, paste them down, just fill up your little collage, and there's no rules here, just super fun. So then we are seeing Dress the Girl is back. So we have the honeys that we're going to put clothes on them. Well, actually Dress the Girl was the sketchy type. So, but this time we're going to be dressing our honeys. So this is what we did in the winter time, which I loved so much, making them fun little clothes. You can color them in with your pencils, like I do. And then we have the first look of our new Craft Life Documented. I think that it's got the most delicious colors ever. We have our currently, so you can kind of document what you're doing currently, what you used from your stash, what you're currently obsessed with, who you're inspired by, and what your thoughts are. Plus you have these little trackers over here. So how many times you got your Crafty on or your self-care on, you would fill these in to mark how many times you did that. For instance, like these are supposed to be calendars, so that's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you get that. And then you would just fill in what date you actually did something. And then these two are blank, so you can make up your own trackers for whatever you would like to document. Then we have the listing spread, and this is what we did last month and the month before, I'm sorry, last season and the one before. These have evolved each edition. They get a little better, I think. So they're kind of short, like library card size. And then we have places you went. Sorry, I'm going to say it the way these say it. Places I went, things I'm doing this month, read or watched this month, my done list this month, crafty projects I'm working on next, goals this month. Wait, I just thought of something. Mine says goals, but yours says something else. Yours says something better. Mine is the prototype version, so it doesn't say goals for you, but I don't have the what it actually says, so sorry for that, guys. Is it ideas? Kelly, can you help me out? I don't remember what we changed it to. The listing pages are fun. I really like them. It's like this. I'll show you what I did in my spring. I'm trying to keep my eye out for Miss Kelly to answer me because I can't remember. I felt like there was a little bit of redundancy between like goals and things I did, so I think I asked her to change that. So here's what my spring listing pages look like. I put a strip of washi and like a sticker and a honey. So I kind of embellished mine, so you can totally do the same thing here, is embellish them. What I'm buying and ways I showed myself love. Then here's the first, what's on my mind. Thanks, girls. That's right, you guys, some of you guys have it. So what's on my mind? So here's the Crafty Club bingo for July. Here's our new prompts. This is what I mentioned earlier, that as you complete your, trying to find my checklist. It's missing in action. So you would cut out your July bingo prompts checklist and punch this here, and this is keeping track of what's on here. And then you can cover up these prompts as you complete them with a sticker, die cut, or the bingo markers that we provide. And then we have our word hunt. And here is your July gratitude, all these delicious little popsicles. You fill in each popsicle with something you're grateful for that day. And here is your week 1 art journaling, week 2, week 3, and week 4. So that's all of July. Here's your listers. So this is a spread that we developed for any of the challenges. So if you want to do your scripture writing in here, you can do listers got a list. You can treat it like a whole little like art journaling spread, like a really, it's almost like an A6 size. So you can totally do like a little art journaling piece. You can make up your own prompts. You can do your own listing. This is like a little free space for you to do what you would like in that area. I just wanted to kind of like add a little bit of extra. Mine says listers got a list, but you guys have something totally different. I think it just says challenge something. So, and then whoa, the memory keeping spread. So the whole memory keeping thing was born out of the knowledge that I think a lot of us are not really memory keepers, but I wanted us to kind of like baby step our way into memory keeping. So we did some of the decorating for you, and all you have to do is use your pocket printer, which is the easiest thing to print, and from your phone, and you can just add a 3x4 or 2x3 photo right here, and then tell something about your picture. You can add more embellishing if you wish, or just stick with the facts, which is what I've chosen to do a couple times. Over here, you would do the same thing. You can add a 3x4 or a 2x3, like an Instax photo. You can do that here. That is completely optional. I made myself a little, that little photo crop so that I can print out my own pictures and then add them here. So you can see like I'd have a lot of space around it, so I could embellish it or I can make it bigger. I think even if, yeah, so if I took a 3x4 photo, that would be that size, or I could do a 2x3 or something in between. But you'd end up with a nice little frame around it. You can even like add a white frame and make like a white backing for this to make it look like an Instax photo if you don't have an Instax printer, and then add it here. And then you could use journaling labels, which I showed you guys earlier. I will show you again. So you could use like from one of the kits, you could cut one of these out and put it here and add some journaling to it. You could add one of your, like this is one of the summer flashcards that we have in the shop. You could use that as an embellishment. I'm trying to find, I'm so good at laying things down and then misplacing them. I'm very gifted. So here's one of the other sheets that I have from the Playbook kit. So you could use these as your journaling labels and just add like a little bit of journaling for each of the spots here. Here is our August. We're back to the girls in the dresses. I have to tell you, this is like one of my most fun favorite things to work in. I'll show you, like here is my page for winter, and I use scrapbook paper to make their clothes, which was so much fun. I figured out a way to like cut my sticker to make it look like she was holding a pencil. So I look forward to figuring out what to do with these. So here's your August documented, your listing, your bingo, and then this is Miss Hannah. You're gonna help her. She's the newest addition. We have Jasmine and we have Sammy. So this is little Hannah, and she's gonna you're gonna help her get to her water bottle, her little sip 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 water bottle. So it's a fun little maze. Here is the gratitude for summer. It's this delicious little glasses of lemonade. And then week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then the listing or challenges, however you want to use that. Here is your August memory keeping page. This is so delicious. Kelly, you totally killed this one. I love it. Love, 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 love. Here's a set of new girls here. Same thing. We're going to go ahead and decorate. This is September. Documenting, listing, the bingo, and then this month we're going to do a washi ring. So we used to sell these washi rings in our shop, and so that is what we are kind of emulating. And you're going to take strips of washi and put them around the ring to make it look like you have a washi ring. So whatever washi you are loving right now, you can go ahead and make a washi ring for your September activity. And then here is our little gratitude spread. It's a bunch of little notebooks, and then we're back to week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, listing, and then our final spread of memory keeping. So this is how we will be ending summer right here. So in 3 months, we'll be right back here having another launch party, looking at this spread and trying to decide how to finish it. See you then. Mark your planners. So yay! Is that not cute, you guys? So we're kind of like in a partnership. We've done some of the work for you so that you can have really cute little pages, and then you come in here and you complete some of the activities. You fill in your gratitude and you write yourself a cute letter. Let me show you so that you get some inspiration here. I can show you like how I did it. I like to use a lot of embellishments. So there's my spring. So you go, this looks like a lot of work, right? Well, I don't want to write that much. So there's my dear spring. And then here is my, here's my dear winter. So I used a lot of embellishments to kind of like take up that space. And then, so here's my Sammy in the winter. She was my girl. This is literally the only spread I've not completed. It's a vision board for winter. But I probably will definitely find a way to do that. Here's my coloring page for winter. It was the girls. And I figured out a way to make their clothes out of paper. So let me just do a really quick little walkthrough of my spring pages. This is the most recent that we've done. I did do a YouTube video. I filmed a video today doing a walkthrough of the new playbook. I have not filmed the whole thing because I'm not done yet, but I will be very shortly. But I just wanted to show you to kind of like give you some motivation for tonight's crafting. Here's my list for the season. I made myself a list. I was focused on decluttering this spring for sure, and I wanted the only little pantry cabinet I have in my RV. I wanted to get all these little containers set up, so I was really excited. I took photos. Here's a mood board for spring, and I had to include Tokyo because that was my big spring event, was getting to go on a stationary tour for Tokyo. FYI, Miss Paula G and I are about to announce that we're going to be adding a Tokyo trip to 2020. We just had 2021 have we announced that yet? We haven't announced. I'm drawing a blank, guys. Okay, I'm not sure that we have 2021 like on the calendar yet, but we're going to do both. We're doing 2020 and 2021. So if you saw my epic 4-hour stationery haul and you want to get in on that action, we're going to Tokyo next year after all. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So here was my mood board for spring. Here is my crafty inspiration. I picked lots of delicious projects from my Pinterest boards that just give me life that I want to do, and they're all in here. Here's Dress the Girl. So I have not completed any of my Dress the Girl spreads. I'm going to do these for YouTube. I'm going to record myself doing all of them in one session. I think I work better when I get in a flow and not do things chopped up. So I'm holding those out for those, not to do them live, because I think they're a little bit more complex for me. Here's my documented. Here's my listing for April. Here's my bingo, which I got almost a blackout. I just stopped myself. I don't have a blackout yet. Here are my eggs. I did this during the very first power hour, and I am like so in love with these stinking eggs. This was a really fun activity to complete. With the spring book, there was a template so that you could have your eggs. Here's your egg template so that you could cut out scrapbook paper so you could use it as a mask. So that's how I ended up with getting these decorated this way, is using my little template. And I absolutely love. And here's one of the planner hunks. He ended up as an egg. He's my favorite one. I love this page so much. Here's my gratitude. I got all of them filled in for April. Here's my first week of art journaling, second week of art journaling, third week of art journaling. You'll notice I went back and added journaling to some pages that you didn't see me do in the LNCC. I go back when it's more quiet and do it. This one I love. The prompt is binge-worthy, and I showcased Michael Scott and my favorite Office episodes because I have binge-watched that show so many times. I did this in a power hour, I believe, and I absolutely love. This is another favorite of mine. Memory keeping! I did my memory keeping for April. It was a little daunting. I had to figure out how to get all these little pictures printed. Not using a pocket printer. I actually used my regular printer. So memory keeping was a big deal for me in April because I got to go to Tokyo. My baby girl turned 28 years old. So that was shocking. There's Miss cute little Paula G. And then my sweet mom who went with me to Tokyo, and I did a little homage to her right here because I love her so much. There's my Dress the Girl, which I haven't done. Here's something I smashed in. It's a book page with a stunning honey on it. And then I have my May, and I have my May listing, and I have my almost done bingo cards. Again, I'm missing a few I need to legit do. Here's my puzzle or word search that I finished. Here's my gratitude that's done. Week 1, week 2. I just did this in a power hour recently. I love this so much. I did the journaling here, and I did the journaling on the back of that card too. I added the journaling for these today. I did this in a power hour. Is again another one of my very, very favorite pictures ever. And then this one I added today also. So I added the journaling. A white pen makes everything dramatic. It is incredible. So I super in love with how that turned out. If you've never watched me do these, I tend to design my page first, and then I go find a prompt that actually matches it. And I cannot believe how many times it has worked out perfectly. Hi, Maricia. Thank you very much, Miss Fallon. And thanks, Anna. Susan asked if I print on photo paper, and I actually, these are from magazines. I don't print on photo paper except, yeah, I don't print on, this is a magazine. I don't print on photo paper for the Playbook. I usually just use regular paper. I do print at a good setting. The paper I've been loving, and it definitely is a big difference. So this is, I actually am going to do memory keeping tonight. This Mr. Crafty printed this on the 32 pound with our laser printer. So it's not, laser printers are not great for photos, but I'm fine with this level for my Playbook. However, we took it up a notch for my junk journal. So doing the pocket pages. This is a very, very high-end photo mat paper. It's like archival. It's very luxurious. It feels like no other paper I've ever touched. Even working with it feels different. So I would not put this in my Playbook. I would put this in my junk journal or a photo album. This is totally Playbook level for me. I'm fine with that. But these are what I'm going to put on my May spots tonight. It's actually the first one I'm going to do. Here's my April, the last week of April I need to complete. Here is May. Sorry, I had a little snafu with my pages. Sorry. I have, again, I always end up with the prototype, guys, so you end up with a better copy than me. So here we go. So there's the last week of May. That's my final spread that has to be done. And then I have my spring May. So this is what I'm going to work on tonight. And then here's June. Here's my smashed page I did for the bingo prompt. Documenting. Here's my listing. I need to embellish. This is where I'm at with my bingo prompts. Here's Miss Jasmine helping her get to the washi rings. Here's my gratitude, which I am up to date on. And then here is the only spread I've done for my art journaling. So I definitely need to do another, we have 9 days, girls, to try and power through as much as we can. And I hope that you've been using this opportunity as I've been talking for an hour and a half now to do your Playbook. So, okay, so, Miss Michelle, we actually do have a lot of honeys of color. They are in our shop. If you go through all of our honey bundles, we have a really good mix. And we just released the very first time we've ever released any kind of boys into the group, and they that was very recent. But we do have a really nice, we have a lot of honeys in our, I think we have like 11 collections of them so far, maybe even 12. So So please take a peek at our honey, what do you call it? Our honey category, if you will, and see all of them, because I love it. So yes, Rachel, I am going to be doing the dressing of the girl with scrapbook paper on my YouTube. I'm not going to do it here because it takes focus and concentration. I have found. So, and I love her. Like, she's, of the three girls, she's my favorite. I'm kind of torn. Part of me wants to put jeans on her or leggings, and then the other part of me wants to put on like a really beautiful skirt. So she's the one, like, I can't wait to get clothes on her. I just can't quite figure out like how I want to do that. Okay, so I think I'm done. I have shown you like what I've got going on in my book. And then, yay, yes, Michelle, go check it out, girl. We have definitely put a lot of effort in trying to get, you know, more diversity into them. And I'll be honest, it's very challenging because the artwork that we have historically used has to, you know, so that we are not in copyright infringement, we have to be careful where we select them from. And then they have come from a period where that there just isn't diversity in the drawings and sketches. So we've had to kind of do a lot of like creating them ourselves, or so if you use things that are in a copyright situation, if they're altered to a certain extent, then they're like okay to use. It's kind of a tricky situation, but it does matter a lot to us to be able to provide you know, to provide diversity. That has mattered to me from day one of these honeys rolling out, because I was very quick to notice like, wow, they really did not use anybody else in these sewing patterns or anything like that. So we are a work in progress in that area, but we certainly care about it and have definitely tried to do that. So I'm ready. I'm talked out. I don't know about you guys. I'm chatting. So Kathy, I'm going to pull your comment out of the group for a second so I can elaborate on that. Suggestions for someone who is dreadfully behind on her playbook, like hardly done anything in this year. My motivation has been so lacking, lots going on. So I'm going to make a suggestion to you so that you feel better about things. And I'm going to just say, like, as an example, because like I mentioned earlier, there's so much art journaling. I think you shouldn't feel bad at all. Like, as here's just something you can think about. Here I have an art journaling spread. I have week 1. There's 2 of them. You can pull out your week. You can pull out 2 sheets out of every month and be down to 1, 2, 3, and 4. If that is even too much, you can take a glue stick and glue it and glue this to that and just have one spread of art journaling. You can pull pages out of your book. You don't have to complete them right now if, you know, this year is not good. But there's nothing really on here that you have to do. If you don't want to, you can print out, you can make yourself a new playbook and print out just a few things out of it that you want to do if this isn't your jam. Like I said before, putting glue stick and sandwiching them together, that would be a solution. That's probably how I would handle it, to be honest with you. I would just smush it together. So yeah, I think some things are kind of fun, and like the bingo can be a fun thing to kind of give you direction, or like documented grateful. Well, I'm gonna just go to my grateful page and fill out something I'm grateful for. You know what I mean? So like you could use this, just work from a bingo page, and you can go through here and decide like what really matters to you. Do you care about the listing? Not so much. You know, if you've already printed everything out, then just glue it shut. Just focus on what really matters. What do you really care about? Have we gotten past like the whole what you're obsessed with, what you're currently doing? You could just write in big words, busy season. Can't do all the details. You can come and you could color in the girls with colored pencil and color them in. That's very relaxing. You can treat this like a coloring page. You can come here, don't want to do this, seal it up, or you don't have to worry about these being photos. You can use our freebie from tonight that I showed you guys earlier that we're giving you. Pick things that feel relaxing to you. Pick things that feel like that you enjoy. Do you like cutting stuff? I love cutting stuff up. It makes me feel very, it's soothing to me. Good night, Robin. So I would pick things that I enjoy, that give me some kind of, I don't know, like an emotional benefit, I guess I would say. I would not focus so much on checking things off, but more on like the activity I feel like doing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my pictures that I printed for myself earlier so I can get them kind of laid out here on my page. These are all May photos. I have this little graphic that is about our Camp Wannacraft Eve party. This is what we did the very last day of May before camp started. I got that off of my phone. And since I know it was the very last day of May, I'm going to put that in the last spot of my little thing here. Now this one is a different size than everything else because it's an IG story graphic, and they're an odd shape, so I know it's going to be different than everybody else. So even though it might be longer, I want to at least put them all like so that they align from the top of every photo here. Another photo I took that I know was towards the end of the month was this day. This was my birthday. So I'm going to cut that one. Bye, Terry. See you in the replay. Hi, Danella. I'm so glad you're able to join us. I saw your comment earlier. You're in Montana, one of the most beautiful states in the country. And it is not too late to grab the free printable. Mr. Crafty has that printable on our homepage. Okay, so you'll notice that this photo is a little wide for this. So that's where I'm going to grab my little, well, hopefully I have it here. This is why I made myself this little photo crop. And it's set up to be a 2x3, so now I can trim this better because I can eyeball it and see it. There we go. So boy, now I feel tired from all that talking. Talk. Did the girl ever be quiet? Okay, so there I am. So I'm using the, just to show you guys, since I have something two different sizes, I'm at least going to align them so they all are aligned at the top of the photo, even though that one's going to end up being longer. And there was no elegant way to like chop off her foot would be chopped off oddly, so So I am going again with another photo that I took. This was from a live event that we did in May. I can't remember what it was now, but I actually got all fancied up. Oh, it was our cocktail party. That's what it was. Technically that would have been June. I believe that was the camp social. Dang it. Now I can't use it. Okay, this was one of the first pictures I took in May. This is when we first got to the campground, and I was trying to, I hate calling this place a campground because it definitely is like nicer than a traditional campground. But I got this one tiny corner of my office looking nice before all heck broke loose. So I'm going to put this one up here because ooh, actually, I should measure this. I don't think that it's a 2x3 either. Okay. I have to decide, like, where does it get cut off? Do I cut off the curtain? Do I cut off? I think I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to cut this black strip out of it. Okay, so there's that photo. And then here is the gorgeous lake that we have. If you guys are in Camp Wannacraft, Mr. Crafty posted his first lakeside camp video, or sorry, lakeside video that shows the gorgeous lake. If you click on the map of the lake, you'll see it. So I'm using my little photo croppy thing here to give me a 2x3. Yes, Michelle, it is a little it is a little bit of a Gucci campground. People actually live here. They own their own lots, so it's kind of like, so that's why I hesitate to call it like a campground, because it's people live here. They've built like really beautiful tiny homes, and they have these gorgeous RV pads with like really nice constructed like a barn almost for them. It's like it's fancy here. It's really nice. I'm very much hoping to find a spot here that we can possibly purchase. Okay, so here's the picture of me and Mr. Crafty. If you guys are going out on a date at all ever, please take a picture of you and your honey, because as introverts we don't get out much, and we often don't like have opportunities to look good and look fly. And so if you do, make sure to take a picture of yourselves. Otherwise I would never have a photo of us looking good. Okay, so I'm trimming that down. So I want to get a little bit more of this white frame, so it makes my photo look a little bit vintagey, like it has one of those vintage. Thank you, Miss Ginger. I appreciate that, girl. Rachel, we do live in the RV 365, which is why we've been kind of eyeballing this place we're at, and having a tiny home is kind of like a smaller commitment until we figure out what we want to do, and being able to come back here. We could park Liberty here and then travel a different way. So I don't know, I really like the possibilities of being here. So I love it when I say fancy too, Miss Kelly. It does, it sounds so fancy. Okay, see, saying it fancy even sounds fancy. I have a gorgeous little sunset here. This was my old view before we got kicked off this spot. Now we're across the road. We're in a we're like, Mark and I call it Lesser Babka. If you are a Seinfeld fan, you would know that little phrase, Lesser Babka. Okay, so I'm trimming this down. I've had to trim all of them down because they don't evenly become 2x3 without a lot of cropping, and I was not sure how to do that. I'm using Microsoft Publisher, and so to me it's just easier to do it analog and just print the photo and hand crop it, if that makes sense. I kind of want to break this up a little bit. I don't want that much nature. So I think what I'm going to do is use that freebie, if I can find it. Oop. I have the most delicious candle burning right now. It smells like lemon raisin cookies. It smells so delicious. What do I add? Do I want to add one of the girls? Do I want to add popsicles? Okay, I think I'm going to add a girl. So that is what these are meant for, is to become little photos that you can add to your memory keeping spreads should you not be a photographer, should you not have a printer. This is our way of helping you out, getting these little spreads filled up, these little photo spots. Now there are 6 of these and they're skinny. We did change the format of the memory keeping for we changed them to these bigger ones. So this is a really good, using these in your May or June is advised, because they were meant for the skinnier spots to help you fill those up. If you want to use them later on in other months, that's totally fine, but you would probably want to add either some scrapbook paper behind them just to kind of fill that out more, or you would just do a little bit more journaling, you know, adding something fun to that. I think what I wanted to do was put it down here, now that I think about it. Yeah, she looks really good on this background. Okay, so now all I gotta do is come up with one more. I'm really feeling these popsicles. So I'm going to paste me down some of these. So I have some really fun stickers from a couple years ago. We never sold these. These were, we just, Mr. Crafty made them for me. They're these little bitty journaling labels, and I absolutely love them. They're in TRG colors. Kelly set these up. So they're kind of on the small side, and I really like them for these layouts because they're little. Like they're more like perfect for this. So I'm going to be adding some little journaling here. Where's my pen? So this lake is actually called Lost Lake, but I've been calling it Lake Reset for camp, and so I'm just going to call that here in my playbook. Okay, that's too much pink. Too much pink. I need a contrasting color. So I'm going to pick something totally outside of that. So if you guys have ever been to the Pacific Northwest or you live here, you know that historically June is actually kind of cold and rainy here. It takes a while to get really hot here, which is why I love it so much. So it is still kind of cold and not really popsicle weather yet. I'm definitely putting on my little fuzzy slippers in the morning still. It's definitely still on the cool side. And it's still kind of rainy, which is great because then it stays nice and green here and lush. Okay, so I'm going to find this one. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I love these labels so much. I never used them until really recently, and I literally had them for probably 2.5 years. Okay. So I'll add the journaling for this over here later, but I got a whole spread knocked out, so I need to find my checklist. Something else that I've been misplacing over and over and over again. Wow, I have really misplaced it. I don't see it at all. Did I leave it in here? Where did that checklist go? Even when I try to be all organized, and I still, come on, where is it? I know I showed it to you guys. I just had it. Haha, it blew on the floor. Okay. Okay, so, and I lost my pen. Good grief. I'm always losing something. Okay, so I am checking off my May memory keeping, and I get to do both of them. Yay! So that leaves me with 2 art journaling spreads to do in May, and then I would, not spreads, 2 pages, and then I would be done. So I got that done. I'm going to just do a couple little things here, just because I like to add my little doodads. Hi, Esther. I was just talking about how it's still kind of cold and rainy here in the Pacific Northwest during June. It takes a while for us to get warmed up here, which I personally like. Okay. And I also think what I want to do is I want to add some little, I like have a bunch of random, like, oh look, little planner stickers. I think that would be fun to just add these little random icons, like for laundry, dinner, just because I want to use them up. How funny is that? Like, there's no rhyme or reason. Here's little Sammy. She's got time to read on her. It's just a little tiny bit of color. I have so many sheets of stickers that have to get used up from like our massive sticker empire that we used to have. We will be having a mystery box sale this summer. We have tons of TRG products and stuff that are in our storage that need to get sold, and so that that will be coming. If you guys have interest in having physical stickers, we do have them. So I think I'm gonna, speaking of which, you guys remember this was the first little honey collection that we offered, were these little guys. I'm using them up. Just putting them randomly on my little sheet, my little lists. Doesn't it just like fancy everything up? Honeys just make everything better. I'm looking through here trying to find other randomy stickers. These are from Discover. These are old. This is literally what I've been doing lately, is just reaching for old stickers and just laying them randomly on my on my listing pages. Oop, that breaks my rule. Just putting these fun little hexies on here. Already looks awesome. Already looks better. Maybe I should layer them up a little. I don't really layer my hexies. I should probably start trying to do that more. Almost done using up this little sheet. Okay. Where else can I lay stickers? This is the fun part. If you're just not feeling motivated, like, go through your stash and go find stickers that you just like. I mean, how many stickers do we need, right? Just go through and find them and just be like, I'm just gonna lay them down wherever my little heart desires. I'm not even gonna think about it too much. Remember when you were a kid and you would just like use up stickers? Well, or hoard them, depending on what kind of kid you were. Another place I like to use stickers is on top of, like, in my bingo thing, the squares. I like to lay some of the smaller stickers on them so it kind of embellishes them further. Oh, I'm almost there. Getting close. I did it! I used up a whole sheet. Finally! It only took like 4 years. I have a hard time using up sheets. I don't know why. Here's another one. So, like, just, I don't know, challenge yourself to find ways to use up your stickers, I guess I could lay a honey there, right? Finding a place for a honey. There's always a place for a honey. I love this picture so much. I've used it in several projects. No, I don't want that one. There, I'm using up another sheet, you guys. Yay! So here's some more bingo squares. I'm going to use up some more honeys here. Okay, I just need to find one place for this chickie. And bingo. Look at that! I used up 2 sheets. Okay. Look, you can even make a grid of stickers if you wanted to. That's what I did for this one. It was called Mashups. I mashed up different collections that we had together. Okay. Where am I at? I'm going to give myself credit for this one here, Grateful, because I did do it. I gratituded today. So I got my paper punch buffet. Oop, trying trying to find a way to get this. Okay, so I had punched out some squares. I've been using random things. You can see I've been using circles. This would be a good place to use more stickers. I've been doing like kind of random type things, using up die cuts. What am I doing? So I'm going to give myself credit for grateful because I did do some gratituding. And I'm going to also check it off. Oh, see, I checked it off here, but I didn't actually give myself the square. So I didn't do it. I'm very bad about checking off both at the same time. I always assume I'm going to remember, and I never do. Planning sesh, make sure ripped paper. And I have ripped paper. Okay, so didn't I do ripped paper when I was doing a power hour? I could have sworn I did. Maybe that was for May. All right. Okay, I should probably keep going and go back to May, huh? And not jump ahead. I should just keep powering through. See what I can get. What can I get done? Okay, so what I need to do is grab something that's going to inspire me. Which means I pull out my scrap stash. Because I usually find something very good in here. This is... I have like really lots of pieces and randomy things in here. I have a Yahtzee scorecard. I don't think I've ever used a Yahtzee scorecard. Also, what prompts do I have left in May? Did I finish them all? I have write out a story and memory keeping, which I just did my memory keeping for May. I'm going to put down a memory keeping. Oh, I have 2 glue sticks open here on my desk, you guys. Okay. I kind of got a mess of a situation going on here, but okay, that glue is drying a quick death. Okay, so there, I got memory keeping and memory keeping. I did write out a story today. I'm going to give myself credit for that because I did my journaling today, so I just need another square. Haha. And that means I'm still down to dress the girl. So I got to do that. Did I get everything crossed off incorrectly? Okay. So I have completed my May bingo for a blackout. Almost done with that. That was my write the story. So I just need to do this. Okay. So now we're up to speed. I'm gonna do, let's see, I think I want to use a photo maybe. I really like using these girls this is a ModCloth, catalog that I have really been enjoying. I like this girl. Okay, let me see how I can utilize her. Okay, so I'm really cutting out the background around her. I want her to be as like... So one of the things I love doing is taking a photo and cutting a part of it away so that like maybe you could put her on top of something else. You know, it makes it kind of fun to kind of like reimagine what she's doing or what she's laying on. I'm just going to play with this for a second and see what I can get her doing here. Maybe she wants to have some map behind her. One thing I've been having a lot of luck with is this mixed media paper pad. It was $5 on Amazon. It's made by Colorbach. Or that might, if that's an umlaut, then maybe that means color book. Anyway, she could be like on top of something that would give her like really cool pattern behind her. So I've been enjoying like testing that out. Some of the papers I like and some of them not so much, but there's been enough in here that I liked that it was like worth getting. This is one of my favorite papers in here. That's kind of cool. The kind of like peeling paint, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what I want to do with her. That's kind of fun, putting her on like some advertising. There's like corrugated cardboard. That's kind of interesting. Mr. Crafty, do you have another pad of this stuff? When we bought this stuff for your boy, like your prayer binder for guys.
You're wanting to steal my stuff?
I am wanting to steal some of your...
Never steal a person's crafty supplies. That's what I've been told over and over and over again.
Yes, but you have some you have a paper pad in there. I think.
And reach that far back. Now I know what you feel like.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fun Size.
Mr. Crafty and I have a big old mess to deal with in our RV. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to keep looking through my scrap stash to see if I have anything else that could be kind of fun for her. Sometimes something will pop out at me. It's a scrapbook paper pad like that. The one in your hand. Like, do you have anything else in there like that? Any of the papers?
These are mine.
I will replace them.
And what if they don't make it?
Oh, that's a good point.
There was very few I found that I liked.
Okay, well, I don't like any of these, so there, you're safe.
Well, good.
Oh, she's in outer space. Okay, maybe an outer space one. Let me see.
That one would be easy to replace. These other ones, I don't know.
All right. I don't know. I don't usually.
Hands off my stash.
Yeah. Okay. This paper is kind of shiny. I don't love that, but look, it's like the outdoors, like here in the Pacific Northwest. That's what that reminds me of. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think it's kind of cool. Although she does look kind of like inappropriately dressed for like, it's obviously nighttime and dark, and so to me she feels a little vulnerable being in the outdoors like that. So I'm gonna say no to that one, and I guess that means I am back to the drawing board. Ooh. Oh, what if okay, I have a lot of stuff that I have to dig through. Okay, so here she could be like on craft paper. That's an option. I'm gonna see like what else could she be. I kind of think that's cool. Like, clearly she's not, like, she's just doing her own thing, you know? Everybody else is all prim and proper, and she's like, I'm doing it. I'm diving in. I'm going to be different. Maybe she's the girl that we all want to be, you know, like our extroverted self. That she's so bold and confident. I kind of like her juxtaposed with this girl who looks very shy. I think that's kind of neat. I like that. And there really isn't anything like I can think of. Let me think here. She could even work with this, you know? I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that she looks better with like an illustrated girl, or do you think I should put her with a photographed girl? I think she kind of, to me, it feels a little bit more like she's juxtaposed with like shy and quiet, and she's like bold and, you know. Illustrated. Okay. Go with color. Illustrated. Okay, so I will tell you guys just something so you know, because we're all crafty girls and stuff, and I'm just telling you, this isn't like regular scrapbook paper. It's kind of shiny. It has like a shiny coating, which you can see in the light. So it's not as awesome. Like, I don't like it. It's got like a squeaky texture to it, and I don't love that. It makes it feel like this has got more of a matte finish, so it doesn't feel the same, but I don't really like this. To me, it's not going to work as well putting any kind of embellishment on it. So I just wanted you to know, it is a cool paper, but it's not a traditional scrapbook paper that has like the nice kind of like matte finish to it. So just FYI, if you were interested in it, I totally get it's very visually stunning, but I know how we girls feel about paper, and we're very tactile, and that's why I'm just warning you. You might not love it. It's not like regular scrapbook paper. So I am loving her juxtaposed with this because it's like obviously from a different era. She feels kind of shy and retiring, where she's like a bold girl. So I like that. Here's some gentlemen. Oh, isn't he cute? He's like a little Western guy. Trim a complete outfit, Western style, all for 69 cents. Ooh, this is cool. It's like a whole pattern. Yeah, I could see that too. Okay, I'm just Just looking, keeping looking, keeping looking. Uh-oh, we're having an avalanche situation over here. Avalanche! Okay. You know what I find funny about these dishwashing soaps, and maybe it's because of the formulations during the time, but I noticed that we've gotten away from caring about our hands being in dishwater, where I remember as a kid, like, that was all about your hands, and Madge and Palmolive, and your hands, and nowadays they never mention that anymore. Now I feel like their focus is on environmental features of the soap. Am I wrong? Like, trying to be natural and that kind of thing, but I don't feel like they talk about your hands anymore. Oh my goodness gracious. I like her. Ooh, I like her too. I think I'm gonna pull her out as well. She's cool. She's like the self-care girl. Okay. Alright, well I feel like I'm doing a little bit of struggling. Bye, Marissa. See, Lillian just had a bunch of stuff fall from her table. So it's not just me. It happens. See, like here she's with her little vintage friend. She totally has like what I consider more of like a vintage style bathing suit on, so she kind of looks like she belongs with them. I don't know. I really like this. I like the fact it's like this is alive, and yeah, I'm just gonna pull this one out. There's something about it I like, so I'm going to okay. Ooh, we have a ripping situation. Okay, I'm getting all these magazines off my desk. Watch me have gone through all of that and I don't even end up using that picture. Like, now I'm looking at this one going, maybe this is a better one to use. I don't know how to, I don't know. Why do we like what we like? Why does our eye see something in the moment? I really like her juxtaposed against the craft paper. Mostly because I really love craft paper. It sort of reminds me of like this one, where it's like just doing the whole, like covering the entire page with the kind of chalkboard background, and this is kind of the like the, what do you call it, like the not the opposite, because it's not white, it's this really nice craft, but it's sort of like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I really like it. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep this or if I should trim that out and like just have her be loose on the paper. I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna trim her out of this. And then I'm gonna put something across the letters that are on her body so that okay. Only she were a bit longer and she fit all the way. But she would fit if I trimmed the paper down some more. Do I want her? I don't know. I'm so torn, you guys. I feel like I can't make a decision.
I thought of a new way when you want people's input on something. Ask me to put it up for a vote, and what I'll do is I'll put in like this comment for the craft paper, like this comment for whatever, and that way people just like it, and it'll keep a tally rather than it filling up the
Okay.
chat room.
Okay. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I did on the back of this, which is to put down, just cover the entire sheet, which means I will be punching it through for like the third, let's see, 1, 2, yeah, this will be the third time I'll be punching it over again. But I think it will be worth it. I'm doing a very sloppy job of doing this because my playbook is, I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm not trying to make it perfect or whatever. It is on the kind of like the messier side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I was thinking what I would do is like have something covering her up so it looks like she's coming up out of something like flowers or something, which then makes me wonder, do I need the beach ball? If would it compete with what I'm trying to achieve? Maybe if her hands were like coming all the way up to the top of the page and I had no beach ball to deal with. Let's do it that way. Poor girl, I just cut off her little handsies. Okay, so I think I'm liking this. Okay, so I'm getting her up high, so now she's... Okay, so now the question is, what does she come bursting up out of? Okay, so we are going to look for... We're going to pull... I have this little box here sitting on the ground, and it has a variety of different types of die cuts and stuff that I've bought. And some of them, like, I have like vintagey things in here and some interesting little things. I could have sworn I have some floral stuff though. Here's some things from our atelier that I had bought. I bought, okay. It's about to get serious. I could have sworn I bought something new. Oh, look at this stuff. I have these die cuts from Vicki Boutin. Although, I'm not sure. There's some really cool, well, we'll look at that. I don't know how I feel about those yet. There's these kind of flowers, and then here's like palm tree-ish kind of stuff. Okay. Alright, let's take a look. These are these kind of like interesting washi stickers that are very popular with the overseas type of retailers. Okay, let's see. Vicki Boutin does have some interesting die cuts, and these are these are pretty flowers. So let's see what happens. Maybe we can tell a little story. These birds are too bright for me. So, there's a flower. I'm just not sure if I love the color and the style. I will have to, I'm reserving my thoughts on this. So this is obviously one way to go. Then I have these type of stickers, which are like washi stickers, and they're more like natural. I don't know. Some cactus in here. There's these like interesting smattering of things. Okay. I love the curves in her body, and I kind of want to, I don't necessarily want to lose that. Ah, the fan just blew all my stuff around. But I do want her to look like she's, like there's a foundation down here. I don't know, maybe these are too big. The orange hibiscus? Am I missing something? Okay. Oh. Rats. I think I had already... Didn't I already... What did I do with... It's right here. Okay. Good night, Mamie. I don't really love this color. And that's part of my issue, is I'm not loving this magenta-ish color. Ooh. I don't know. Does that... Oh, good grief. Get in there. I don't know. I like these things, but I feel like they don't blend as well with stuff. I don't know. Do I like this? Let me see if I can get more contrast out of there. But I feel like I gotta draw it down more, because I want to bring all the flowers down to the bottom so that she looks like she's coming up from the bottom of the page. want this leaf to curl around her midsection. I don't know, I think I'm spending too much time fretting over this. I think I have reached the point of I'm just going to start gluing stuff down and it is what it is kind of thing. Right? We don't want to camp out here. That's good enough. I worked with... What, Mark? That doesn't contrast enough. Just too bad, because that would have been cool. Alright, let's start gluing stuff down. I'm sorry that I've made this my life's work. I've camped out too long here. Oh, let's see. I'm going to take it apart and figure out how to put it back together. So... Poor girl probably took this picture when it was like winter. She's probably freezing. Okay. And then I just killed that glue stick. I need a new one. Ah! A fresh glue stick. Okay, sorry that took forever, guys. I'm gonna just accept it. Maybe I've just, my crafty mojo is just, maybe it's not full force tonight. Okay, so now that we're here, let's see what else we got going on. Oh, here they were. Look at these. I think I showed these ones to you guys the other day. I think these are really fun. They're like kind of sketchy, sketch style. Okay, so here's my craft market. Let me see if there's anything in here. The gold ampersand can solve issues. Maybe. Jeez Louise. I like that. I think that's kind of cool. Also like that, but that will blend too much. It needs to stand out. She is a bold girl. Do, 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 do. What if I just threw every freaking floral I had in my arsenal? No, that is not me. I don't even feel like this is me. I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience and someone else is crafting for me. This doesn't even feel like stuff I would do. Okay. Okay. These fun little tickets. I feel like I am struggling right now. Like I can't even bring this home. I can't bring it to closure in a way that I like. Nothing is working for me, and I really like her. I want her to succeed. I want her to bloom. I think these scissors are strange. Okay. They don't belong there. What else have I got going here? Do I have anything good in here? I need a what?
A tie fighter.
Okay, I don't know what that means. I need help with that. What are you trying to say? Ugh, you guys. Why am I struggling so much? I can't make this work. Should I come back to it later and try again? Should I just say, you know what? Maybe I just need to let this one simmer. Nothing is standing out to me. I do not like this color.
I put it in the chat for you.
You put it in the chat? Okay, Diane, you've adulted for me. You've made the decision. We'll just take her. Put her aside. I will come back to her. I want her to be amazing. I think she's adorable. Ooh. I almost lost my ampersand. I'm not sure what I... Yes, Venice, you are correct. These are not my colors I normally use. Which is why I was a little hesitant to buy this collection, because I look at this and go, But I don't know what I was thinking now. I'm not sure what drew me to it. Sometimes things look different on a website than when in real life, and these are just like not my colors. But I love her. So this is what I'm doing. Tearing it all down. She deserves to have something amazing. And if I can't do amazing right now, then I don't want to cheat her. You know what I mean? So I am just going to ditch all this. And I'm going to come back to the drawing board later for her. She's very vibrant to me, and I just feel like she deserves to have her day in the sun too. So we'll come back to her. You might see her again in a power hour, because Lord knows I will be needing to do one. B asked, where is the gold ampersand from? This is from the Craft Market collection, which looks like this. And it is probably the best die cut collection crate paper ever made, and it is woefully discontinued now. I actually bought out American Crafts. I bought like 750 of these sets, and I bought them when we were doing Listers Got a List kits. So one of the kits actually came with this, and I do have extras. which will probably end up going into the mystery boxes that Mark and I are going to be putting together shortly. Okay, guys. Mr. Crafty, would you mind flipping the camera around again? I would like to say goodnight to my friends. Okay.
Did you earn your Shrewded It badge?
I feel like I shrewded it. I did. I feel like I went down a road and I just couldn't find my way back.
Well,
this never happens.
I was going to say, that's a first.
In the history of the
Indeed.
Late Night Crafty Club.
So that just lets everybody know that
it happens to all of
happens.
us.
I should have brought my Oh.
Okay.
Oh snap!
What?
The curtains.
The curtains. Don't let them see behind the curtains. Oh wow! There's Mr. Crafty's big fingers turning around. Yes, I'm giving myself the Shrewded It badge. I feel so disappointed. Wah wah wah. However, this is a good example. I'm sure everybody, even Picasso, Michelangelo, I'm sure they all went through that feeling of like, I don't like this. I feel like this isn't my jam. So into the mystery boxes it shall go. I have a couple packs of it, like I have this pack. So I will just be tossing these into the mystery boxes. They're not, it's not me. I realize that I'm a very particular, I guess. And many of us are. And this just doesn't resonate for me, and that's absolutely no criticism of Vicky and her style and what she's doing, because obviously I liked it enough to buy it. I think it's really adorable. I actually like the kind of like the style of it, but the colors are not for me. So somebody's going to be getting, in their mystery box, they will be getting this little Ziploc full of these goodies, and they'll be like, yes, I saw those on the Late Night Crafty Club when Corey went down in flames. So I hope that whoever ends up with these, that you do something wonderful with them and you make something beautiful. I will be putting the packaging together with that. And actually a lot of this stuff that like I have bought recently thinking, oh my gosh, this is amazing, it's gonna be amazing, and then I get it, I'm like, oh, not so much my style. A lot of these things, these little packs that I was buying online, and they look like this. I'm sure some of you guys have seen these. Some of them came from, I want to say Our Atelier. I bought a few from them, but I bought a lot of them on like Etsy, or where else have I bought them? And they look really cool. And actually where I see a lot of these being used is like the bullet journaler girls. A lot of like, it's more, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but I feel like the younger, more millennial girls really like this style. It's very bullet journal-y, and it has that kind of like really artistic aesthetic, and kind of very, very Instagram-y and stuff. And there's some of them that are cool, but really when I started like trying to work with them, I'm like, they don't feel like me. I guess we just develop a thing, and that feels like me. I love pulling out a vintage magazine and ripping out ads from it and using old stuff. I love it. I just do. But you can see what I mean. Like, it's really cool looking, but I don't think it would feel like me if I had it in my book. Like, look how cool that is. It's part of a pineapple showing. And there are like a lot of fun, really younger girls doing bullet journaling and doing like journaling and adding all this kind of fun stuff. And so I love that. I love that like a whole generation is coming up behind that's adapting paper crafting, to their style and what they like, their vibe. So I don't know. So how are we doing, girls? I'm tidying up, and you guys are all probably super tired. It is 8, well, it's not even 9 o'clock, but I feel like it's midnight. I feel like I've been doing this for a long time. Yes, Lidima, you are correct. It is really hard to tell the size of them because when they show you like a little picture, you're getting like a little blow up of like all the pieces, and you can't tell how big some of the pieces are. But I feel like I see this kind of stuff. I love watching YouTube. The girls that do like bullet journaling in there on YouTube, and they'll do like all these like hand-drawn little doodles. I feel like they're super soothing and relaxing to watch. They do the speeded up, you know, time-lapsey kind of thing. And so I see a lot of them using this stuff, and now I get like that's where they bought them from, are these kind of places. But I just think if I started, you know, doing this, you guys would be like, who are you? So yes, so I will be, this stuff will be going into mystery boxes too. Maybe this is more like you. Maybe you can use it. So lots of little palmy branches and plants, just like really like fun, like sophisticated, I feel like, kind of stuff, very minimal. So, and let's not forget the flamingos. Flamingos. Okay, so Lillian says it's only 9:46 where she is. Melissa says it's midnight here. So if it's midnight where you are, then you are on the East Coast. Well, thank you, Anne. I'm going to take that as a compliment. She says the fact that sometimes the art doesn't happen for you makes you more relatable. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you something. This happens every time I turn the camera on. Every time whether it's even a video that I'm going to like record and edit and it's going to go up, I get a sense of anxiety, a little pinch of anxiety when I start on a page in my playbook. And I especially when I'm doing a live, because I really don't know where I'm going to go. And sometimes I do stuff and I'm like, oh, gasp, it's amazing. Oh my gosh. And then, you know, and it's awesome. And I love those experiences. It makes me feel so like, yes. And then this is the first time I'm just like, I don't really like this. And I don't really feel very inspired to keep going and trying. And I clearly need to like pull extra stuff out of my stuff. And so, yeah, we should all know that is exactly, it happens to all of us. And I just told Mr. Crafty that the other night. Sometimes I feel anxiety because I don't know where I'm going to end up. And what if I can't bring it home? And what if I make something mediocre and I don't really like it? So anyway, so thank you for saying that. And I appreciate that. I think all of us can relate to that feeling for sure. Because, you know, when you get a box of die cuts or a package of, you know, that you open up and you spill all your little goodies out, you don't know where it's going to go or how to use it because they don't give you instructions. That's the point of being creative, is you're supposed to like try stuff. So you guys, the playbook, it is being offered at that sale price for just 1 week, and then it's going to go back to regular price. We cannot promise it'll be offered on sale every time we release it, because, well, for many reasons. I just don't want to get into, I don't want to set an expectation. It will always be like that because you never know. Sometimes the book might not be on sale when we release it. Maybe it'll be larger, smaller. I like the freedom to know what I'm going to do. But having said that, this book is $19.95 right now, unless you want to have the little kit with it, and it's been bundled priced. And you have, Mr. Crafty, can you remind me what date? Because we launched it on the 17th, and so 7 days from the 17th is the 24th. So you have until the 24th. You have until 9 p.m. the 24th to purchase that at the sale price, and then it will be $24.95. And Cindy, you can get the freebie by going to theresetgirl.com, and on the homepage there's a little link, heart, I think I saw Mr. Crafty say that he set up, that you can go. Lisa said, you should see my playbook. I have some pages that are egads. So yes, some of us are just like, yeah, but you know what? It's okay, because you know the playbook is really for, it's a starting place. It's for us, it's like a place to play. That's why I called it the playbook. For us to play and experiment and try stuff. And that's what I did tonight. And I need to go back to the drawing what? The drawing pad? The drawing, what? Oh my gosh, I couldn't remember the word board. The drawing board. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious, you guys. Drawing board. Okay, so I did kill a couple more glue sticks. Yes, I think I threw away one. Maybe this is the same one. I could have sworn I killed 3. So I killed 2. Yeah, see, I did kill 3 because I have another cap here. So this was my brand new one. So I killed 2 for sure. This one feels a little light. I love killing a glue stick. It makes me feel like I was being productive. So anywho, I wanted to remind you that tomorrow at 2 p.m. PST, we are doing the Crafternoon with Corey. So that is our short format show. It's like 1 to 2 hours long. It's much less chatty. We get right down to business. So we'll be like jumping in and crafting in our playbook. And then on Sunday, we are having our chapel crafting with Corey, and that is your opportunity if you are a girl of faith and you would like to do your scripture writing challenge in the group. That will be, we air that show from the Faithful Life Club on Facebook. So it's 3 Set Girls Faithful Life Club. And then we'll, and then for those of you who are in Camp Wanna Craft, tomorrow is the beginning of a new week. So you'll be getting fresh content. You'll be getting new workshop videos. You'll be getting new bonus videos will start being populated, and you'll be focusing on a whole new week. It is Wanna Scrap Week. So that's why I've been extra interested in my pocket pages. Also, if you want to be reminded, to get a reminder, make sure you don't miss any of our live shows. We have an awesome text platform, which is really cool, that you can text TRG to 94253. 94253. And we will make sure to send you a reminder that we're about to go live, along with a link to get you front row to the seat. Now, it is only available in the US, so sorry about that, you guys. And yay, I'm glad to hear you guys say, oh, I'll be there, I won't miss it. I love that. That's why we do this, so that you guys, you know, if you can and you're able and you want to have somebody kind of to craft with, and that's why we do this. So Miss Jennifer, we have replays available for all of our lives. They usually go up on the YouTubes, so I'm up on my YouTube channel, and eventually we'll be out of YouTube jail and we'll be able to do all of our live events back on YouTube again. So we're running out the clock on our jail sentence, and I wish there was something we could do. They don't even make it possible for you to like defend yourself, you know, or prove like, hey, nobody even saw this thing. We didn't even make the video available for anyone to see. But yes, so we're still in YouTube jail, guys, which is why we're, hi Miss Beverly, why we're here. Yes, but maybe the candle is mesmerizing me. It smells very much like a cookie factory in here now. So it's super it's super yummy in here, and every time I burn this candle, it always makes me start craving like cookies and junk food. So it's probably not a good thing to burn it very often, I'll tell you that. So we just to reiterate, we are going to be doing mystery boxes this summer. We're going to be downsizing once again all of the products that are in our storage the majority of which are all brand new, still in the package products. There's a lot of like vintage TRG stuff. There's stuff from the Simple Stories collaboration that I had. Tons of scrapbook paper and stuff that's like not on the market anymore. So it's like really, it's good stuff. So we're going to be doing that before we hit the road again. We want to give you guys a chance to get some of those boxes because they were super popular, and Tina says that I should ask for parole from YouTube, and I think that's a really good idea. You're so welcome, Miss Mallory. I appreciate how, I mean, it's, I feel like I can set my clock by my, like the people that show up every single time. I see the same little sweet faces, and I am very humbled by that, because there's a lot of stuff that you guys could be doing right now. So thank you so much for showing up and making sure I'm not sitting here alone. And I have anything else to say? I don't know. I don't think so. I hope you guys have some either sleep in your future, or you're gonna do some, like, watch a cool movie on Netflix. But I'll be, yay, Kathleen's gonna be saving your birthday wish for a mystery box. I think that's a good idea. The mystery boxes were a lot of fun. Now I will tell you, if you bought a mystery box from us before, do not expect all the cuteness and the sweet packaging and all that, because we had help. We had my daughter Kai and another employee, like they did all of that. They like made it super like awesome. But Mr. Crafty and I are going to be like, just get it in the box. So it will not be as precious as they had it, trust me. But thank you. Hi Miss Deborah. I know a lot of you girls watch and don't comment, and that's totally fine. I know you're there because I can see how many are in my chat room. But I just appreciate that you're here, and thank you for saying hello. I'm here. Good. Michelle's gonna watch some Perry Mason. Misty's gonna be binging the week 3 videos. So campers, if you this is a good weekend to be super crafty, because you'll have not only access to your week 4 material, but you'll have Crafternoon with Corey. And we just launched our summer playbook. So if you missed the beginning of the show, you can start over and watch the beginning. And I did talk about, you know, kind of the future of the playbook and how I really want to eventually, hopefully, take it to a physical product and have it be something that feels special and archival, something that you'd want to like invest like your special time in. So like consider this playbook like warming you up for that and getting you ready, and doing all these fun crafty classes and learning stuff in Camp Wanna Craft, all of that. And Mr. Crafty and I have lots of plans. Like I want my focus to be, I've been pulling back so much from other stuff I used to do. My focus is going to be about building workshops and, you know, and making my workshop special and relatable and easy for you to like execute on. I'm a simple crafter, and that's what I love most about what we do. Is I really want to make crafting super simple and accessible and easy to just jump into here. So I have to pull out the big guns to teach you more sophisticated techniques. So yay, Jody, I'm so glad that you were able to join us for a live. All the girls all the crafty girls that are here for the first time on a live, just thank you so much for showing up. I know it's been a long winding road watching me do a lot of talk. I feel so like I know that my introvert battery is just like wah. But I'm very tickled that so many of you guys are here, that you show up. And yay, Susan made her golden the little golden book, the little junk journal that Amy taught everyone. I think I was so excited that she chose to do that project, because I was hoping she would. So so thank you guys. You guys have a lot of fun stuff to do this weekend if you're in a camp mood. When camp ends, we're going to be doing a lot of reconfiguring with TRG, and really kind of like simplifying and trying to like get back to like just a really simple path, making it really easy for people to come to TRG community and all that good stuff. So we're going to be doing two trips to Tokyo, fall of 2020 and fall of 2021, and hopefully we'll be doing Australia in April of 2021. But Miss Paula G isn't here to correct me, so I'm just telling everybody everything. So It's like I'm really tired, but I don't really want to go. Like, let's just chat. What do you guys want to talk about? That's what I feel like right now. But yay, I'm so glad that Carolyn, that you loved Amy's class. And girl, I'm serious. Some of you, seriously, Carolyn, I don't even know how you come up with some of the stuff you come up with. Miss Carolyn Martinez, crafter extraordinaire. Like, can you come over and craft with me? Teach me stuff? Does this happen to you too? Do you run into like a brick wall and you're just like, I don't know how to do this anymore? So, yay, Diana got 2 more pages done in your junk journal. So guys, go into the Crafty Club, post in the announcement for tonight, the reminder for tonight, saying, hey, we're doing a live tonight for the playbook. Post in that thread, like, show me what you made in your playbook. I love seeing playbook photos. Other people do as well, and I think that's really fun. And Anna, no, the London trip is not sold out. It's so close though. So if you're considering coming to England and crafting with 30 ladies in a private retreat in the English countryside and going on a tour of London in a private double-decker bus, please go to craftydestinations.com. It's going to be amazing. It is an incredible property. We're going to be crafting in our pajamas in the English countryside. Like, what a dream come true. It has a swimming pool. So yes, there are a few spots available, and then we will be going to Tokyo, which a lot of people have been asking Paula about, and that is a much more limited trip because you don't want it to be too big of a group. It's hard to manage. But Tokyo Disney, going to some of the most incredible stationery. It's like the mecca of stationery. You guys will be blown away by stationery there. It is like it's embedded in their culture. Boys, girls, women, men, old, like all the generations they love themselves some stationery. It's incredible. There's stationery in 7-Eleven. So if you guys are, yes, Beverly, swimming in PJs completely allowed. But if you have any interest at all, please go to craftydestinations.com. Miss Paula has all the information about the UK event. Tokyo is not officially announced yet, but it will be. And you might even see the past Tokyo event that you could look at. But it's incredible. Incredible. It was an incredible experience. It's getting to do things like making custom ink. Custom ink, you guys. It was crazy. Making custom notebooks. It was incredible. And we went to oh gosh, the name is disappearing. We went to a stationery store that literally was like 14 to 15 total stories of stationery. Can you imagine being in a building of 14 stories of stationery? It's mind-blowing. So that is in our future. And I want everybody to come along. So anyway, yes, Anna, they have 7-Eleven, and theirs are not anything like ours. Theirs are so cool and upscale, and it's like you could eat dinner, breakfast, and lunch there. They have like a place for you to sit at a counter and eat your meal, and 7-Eleven is amazing there. Totally different than how we have it. So anyway, yay, Ilya, thank you very much for coming, and yay, and Susan got her Anello bag. The coolest bag ever. Atoya, thank you very much, Lidima. I could not remember the name of it. Atoya. Yes. Oh my gosh, I had to go back 2 days. I needed 2 days to be there because I just couldn't process all the goodness. I think unforgettable. So anyway, girls, this is like the longest signing off ever in the history of ever. I love your little faces, and thank you so much for sticking with me this long on this live, which is meandered. And Lillian said she made 14 pages. I don't doubt it. I am so proud of you. That's what I'm here for. I'm just your entertainment while you guys do your while you guys get your crafty on, because clearly I've run my little craft cart into the ditch. That's for sure. Good night, Miss Deborah. Good night, Miss Stephanie. Yes, so post your pictures on in the Crafty Club. There's an announcement link like, hey guys, we're gonna have a playbook party tonight. It's, I think, our playbook party, it's that announcement, so do that. Nicole finished spring. Good night, Karen Decker. Betty, the freebie is on theresetgirl.com. There's a link there that you can download it. Good night, Miss Angie. Good night, Annie. Thanks for joining us. Good night, Lynn. Good night, Kristen. Good night, Chris. Good night, Miss Tracy. We were productive, Denise. We were super productive. I got some stuff done. I feel good about things. I shared with you the summer playbook, and I updated you on lots of stuff going on in Reset World, so I'm good. I am going to go crash, though. I feel like I'm scraping the bottom of my introvert battery. Good night, Miss Kathleen. Good night, Patty. Good night, Angela. Miss Angela Robertson. Good night, Ann. Yes, Sloan, definitely someone needs to pull me out of this ditch. Yay, so Lillian, post under that. Awesome. So, good night, Kawana. Yes, they are dropping like flies, Lillian. Last one gets her bra frozen, so just letting you know. Last one to fall asleep, bra freezing. Oh, wait, no, it's first one to get your bra frozen. Wait, first one to fall, I can't even say it right. The first one to fall asleep gets her bra frozen. You guys remember that little prank that girls played on each other, like in, what was it? It wasn't, I think, like junior high, elementary school. Yay! I see a lot of production, a lot of comments saying that they've finished a different week of art journaling, different sections. I'm so proud of you guys. That's what I want to hear. Let's finish our spring strong. We still have 9 days left. Okay? Let's make it happen. Tomorrow is our craft afternoon with Corey. Back to the playbook grind. Let's get it done, girls. Let's get it done. I love you guys so much. Thank you for showing up. Everybody grab a wing if you're heading back to camp, or if you're going back to bed, having a nightcap. Enjoy your evening. Yes, Rachel, craft afternoon with Corey is at 2 p.m. PST. Love your faces. Goodbye, bye-bye. Bye, Lillian. I'm so glad you were able to join. I'm sorry that I didn't bring it home. Don't judge me on this one. Love you too, Kawana. Thank you so much for joining, sweet girl. Bye, Arlen. Bye, Misty. That's right. Buddy system, flashlights, campers, walk safely, stay on the path. No skinny dipping. Miss Grunecker is patrolling, on patrol as always. Love you guys so much. Good night, good night, good night, good night. I need a better sign-off song. Bye, sweet girls. Good night.